Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. North American stock futures back in negative territory ever so slightly this morning, putting an end to the post-election rally for now. We'll see what happens coming up at the open this morning, even with better than expected October employment numbers out this morning at 8:30. Big time beat for employment right across the board. We had the unemployment rate in the U.S. at 6.9% versus 7.7 expected. 638,000 jobs created versus 530 expected. So nice numbers on the jobs front, even with spiking COVID-19 cases continuing to linger in the background as well. All three major U.S. indexes notching nice gains on Thursday. Still on track. All three major U.S. indexes are still on track for their best week since April 9th. The Dow up 7% at this point. The S&P as well, about 7%. And the NASDAQ leading the way at 9%. Lots and lots of earnings news to get through this morning. We'll talk about Uber, Peloton, mobile payment processor Square reported as well. Cannabis stocks moving around once again. Going to be a busy morning. EV makers to talk about as well. NIO making moves in the pre-market. It's Friday, November 6, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. There we go. Look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see just Shanghai ending the day lower, down about 0.75%. Everything else nicely higher. Let's go over to Europe, see how things are shaping up so far. A bit of a mixed session so far throughout Europe. We'll shift over to North America and check out futures here. You can see still negative territory, but we're off the lows, moving in the right direction. NASDAQ down about 0.4%. The TSX futures here in Toronto about 0.25% to the upside. Brazil's open, trading lower. We have Bitcoin back to the upside again today. Crude down sharply, and gold in positive territory to end off the week. Hey guys, good morning. We had big moves, to say the least, in Bitcoin yesterday. So another 3% almost to the upside today. Earnings, and more earnings today.
There's earnings now. Obviously, you let it off there. I saw on the board there Canada positive for now. TSX doesn't really trade much in the pre-market, but we do have a Canadian company to watch today, Mogo. So we'll be looking at that one. Put a little smile on my face. Probably trade it in the U.S. It does list on the NASDAQ as well as Toronto, so we will be trading it in Toronto when we look at that name. But obviously, it's good to have a little Canadian content in there. We're rounding out the week. A wealth of earnings, whether you want to talk about Uber, Zillow with some good numbers there, and Cody. Lots of names to watch here that are going to be in play, but it's the EV space that's gone crazy. I looked at the recall by Li Auto, and I was like, oh, let's find some dip buy levels. Yeah, you can throw those out the window. Good luck going long pre-market there, Sean, because it feels like there might not be a buy the dip today in that space.
No, we're already huge on NIO right now, and there it is. Bang! Another win right there, 25 cents on CGC. So right now we're long CGC here at 75. That's Canopy Growth. I told you guys a month and a half ago to buy marijuana stocks. You'd be in the money like 100% now if you did, and I did. So hopefully, here it goes again, just ripping to the high side here. CGC long here, 21. What am I long at? 77. And then we just took some out at 99, and we'll hold the rest. We did take out half of our NIO position. This is also a dollar winner right now. So yeah, EV space and Weed Batman will definitely, guys, be in the building. I mean, we're already smoking hot on this one. So let's just keep it going with some of these names. And remember when I said growth generation, GRWG, guys? I mean, I hope you were watching. If you didn't know about that stock, hopefully you do now. Look at this. Attention to Rob here as well, if we can. I'll show you this stock, growth generation. I only talked about it, 2 or 3 days ago? $17, $18. $23.20 today, guys. So the marijuana space just continues to be, remember I called it the Home Depot of marijuana there and hydroponics. So there it is. I called this, I think it was even before here, but yeah, $16, $17 down there, up to 23 and change right now. So that's, 30% right there in 3 days. So congratulations.
Crazy moves yesterday on ACB. It was 35% or something crazy like that on the day. So we'll watch cannabis stocks obviously today as well. Let's have a look at what's coming up a little bit later on this morning. Brand new video for you, trading day 2 moves. So not the first day when there's a news catalyst or a big move, but we're talking about how to take advantage of the second day after some sort of breaking news event. So lots of great stuff about that type of a strategy coming your way in about a couple of hours. We'll get that out to you. 11:40, 11:45. Valeria will have the link for you. Speaking of Valeria, let's go over to the desk and say good morning to her.
Good morning, Brandon, and hey guys, happy Friday, everyone. Please be supportive, subscribe to our channel, share the link with friends, and smash the like button. Take it away, Brandon.
Lots to get through. Thank you. Yes, let's jump right into what is moving around in the pre-market this morning. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome, guys. We do this every single morning between 9 a.m. and 9:30. We talk about all the stocks that are moving around in the pre-market and touch on why, some of the news, figure out how we can possibly trade them coming up at the open. If you haven't done so already, sign up for the watch list. It's absolutely free to you. Valeria will help you out if you need the link for that. All you have to do is throw your email address in, and we will send it to you before 9 o'clock. So much to get through today. Peloton, going to be the first one, benefiting heavily in their latest quarter from COVID-19. A lot of people staying at home, not going to gyms, purchasing new bikes, purchasing subscriptions. 232% increase in revenue. They increased their forecast. Numbers were pretty good, guys, right across the board for Peloton.
Yeah, I mean, look, if your problem is that you're having problems, issues fulfilling that supply. It's not necessarily the worst thing in the world, but the drag on the stock and that earnings is going to be because in order to go ahead and do that, improve some customer service, it's going to cost money. So there's anticipation that margins could come down, and you could see a bit of a drag on the earnings in the short term. That's the reason for, obviously, with a beats across the board, you're going to see Peloton down that 4%. But let's look for some obvious levels. I mean, you sort of look at what happened here, and I had this highlighted about this 117.50 to 118. This little dip here in the post market and then bouncing to that low. If we get another chance to buy in front of that, I'm looking at like 119.50, like 120 area in front of that little double bottom. It was resistance the previous week, so I certainly would like that level. If we can get it down there, all systems go. I'm not really keen on the breakout trade. I do feel like, down off the earnings, we get a chance at a dip buy first, and that'll be my first look on Peloton.
Peloton, I mean, this story just continues to go, and I think it's just going to get bigger and better. So, yeah, I like the longs on Peloton. Just a matter of finding out where to go. I mean, this is 123.50. You could do, that's a decent level. I think we'll probably break that before we even open. So, I mean, if you want to take it early, you could. I don't think I would. But here's 23.50 right here at 2 o'clock yesterday. When we broke that, you see what happens in the end of the day there, running into the close and then falling off right at the end and then bouncing right back up. So, I mean, if you really want to get cheeky with this, I mean, 127, if it gets going to the high side there, that's a possibility. More looking at this bunched up action here at 125. So I think a long through 125 or 126 needs to happen before we get into this one.
All right, guys, let's go to Uber. Going to be the next one we deal with here. Yeah, they stuck to their projections of being profitable by the end of next year, despite the end of this year, despite the pandemic. Demand for food delivery outweighing car rides, but Uber with a decent report here. They recorded $3.13 billion in third quarter revenue, was slightly short. That was the only kind of question mark, was slightly short than the $3.2 billion expected.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is, it's like they need the demand to come back for the ride service because that's where they make their money. So they still lose overall in the food delivery business. But the other piece of context here is, remember when they got the win on the ballot initiative in California, already a gap up on that news. So if we're going to hold, and this is the daily chart I'm watching here, if we're going to be holding anything above this 38.50, that 39 area, which was the previous top on the daily chart, I'm going to like any dip into that price. We've held 40 rather nicely. So first look for me, I mean, if they want to try to sell this, let's look at it like a 39.50 to a 40 area dip buy, which it's worked in the past here. I see no reason to sort of stray away from it. That was also the bottom right here, 39.50. Going into that post-market move when it comes to earnings. So lots of reasons why we can play this range now. Looks like we're going to hold a higher range. It's a range-bound trade before this break. I think Uber could be the same thing. That's why I prefer to buy the dip there, guys.
I love this. Someone there asking me, it means you were watching yesterday. Where was it here? Someone said, where's the Yeti? So here it is right here. Here's the Yeti, guys. Here's the Yeti. full of some coffee. There it is, Yeti. So we still have that one. That's the hot one, and then the Trader TV Live mug is keeps getting refilled, but halfway through and a little bit cold right now. Okay, thank you so much for the comments on there. If you can like and subscribe to the show, that would be absolutely fantastic. Hi, Mr. Howard as well on the chat. How's it going, my friend? Okay, Uber right now, 42, 42.25. I mean, the report, Neil just went over a few numbers there, and so did Brendan. It's in our watch list, and I do see some people talking about not getting their watch list. I don't know what to say. I have Gmail. I think maybe Yahoo apparently maybe not working, but you know, I don't know what to tell you. But the watch list is out there, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have got that already. Okay, so Uber, there was not much in the report that really excited me. As you can see, it went down, then right back up, and now they're just trying to figure it all out. If Uber's revenues are down, that's going to be a bad sign. They're not really making any money. They have Uber deliveries now. I keep getting coupons for 30%, 50%, 40% off. I turn to my wife, I say, how are these guys making money? And I don't think they are. And there's a report to prove it. So we'll wait to see. I mean, I think they did have some. Yeah, they had a 597 million expected loss. There's a bunch of things in the report, guys, that you're going to want to read. I'm just going to watch the price action on Uber and see if we can't pick some up. If it ever comes near 40, we'll test that level. That's a big one. But if they like it, then this thing could rip. So 42.25, we'll watch out for that. Let's just, before I throw back to Brendan, I know a lot of you like to look at this early. I mean, again, guys, we gave this call to you, these marijuana calls, and there they are again. And, oh, yeah, so that was one call we gave. That's about 200% in the money. And then Palantir is another one that we gave back at 9.50, and you're going to see right here, Palantir, guys, today up to 12.30. So Greg and I debating on ringing the register right here with a 40% win in 5 days, but I think we're going to hold on. Their earnings next Thursday, guys, Palantir.
Yeah, 700,000 shares on the offer late in the day yesterday at $12. We were all sitting here thinking, yeah, it's going to gap above that anyways tomorrow. So here we are, above $12. Let's go to Roku. Lots to get through this morning. Roku reporting strong quarterly results as well. Lots of people sitting at home streaming, benefiting from higher sales because of increased demand on that front. Sean, your ARPU number for Roku up 20%. For their latest quarter. So a nice beat here for Roku as well.
ARPU, yeah, revenue per user. That was a big one. I think Twitter might have been one of the first ones to use that revenue number there. $240 I wrote down on here. If we can break through that, I do like that. There was sort of a little bit of a stop and then go at 240 yesterday. Big number there. People love the Rokus. People love the smart TVs. Wow, here we go. CGC now 40 cents in the money. Neo 50 cents in the money on the current positions that you see there. Okay, 234. We're just bouncing around right now, so we're going to wait on this one. Roku's not going to be one that I'm going to jump right into off the open. No siree. That's going to open up quite large, but we do. For me, I like the long. This is the key. We've seen it break out. This is 241.75. That's the most recent high right there. We did tick up as high as 253, but this little spot right here, guys, 240, 241. That's why we wrote down 240. So if we can break through 240, it's on the magical list here. I don't know what that list is, but it's on those magical Post-it notes, and we'll go for 240, 241 on Roku, guys.
Yeah, Roku, this little run up in the last few sessions, the three last up days in a row, you had dips below the pre-market low. So I'm eyeballing this area here, just going to the 15-minute chart, 231.50 down to about 229.60. So that's a bit of a target entry range if we do get a dip into those prices, and that's anywhere where the turn is. I think that's where you can pick up some Roku. Just following the pattern here that every single time it seems like it wants to go up, there's a bit of a head fake at 9:30. So if we catch that, it goes down about a few dollars from here. I think we have a shot to get a nice little dip buy like we were doing in Qualcomm yesterday.
Nice beat for Square. The next one, mobile payment processor Square, beating aftermarket yesterday with results. Came within about $1 of all-time highs aftermarket. Worth noting as well, we are off those levels, but nice look for Square here as well. There was a number, it was the brokerages. There was 5, guys, not 4, but 5 different brokerages increasing price targets, upgrading Square today.
I mean,
wouldn't buy if it was only 4, obviously.
Yeah, Square is another one of those picks. First of all, happy birthday. Look, it's Russell Jackson. Thank you so much here. He's spoiling it already, but it is Miss V's birthday tomorrow, the 7th, when she turns 53 years old. happy birthday to Valeria. Yeah, let's get some more likes for that. And thank you so much, Russell. Look at the NASDAQ going crazy. And also, I want to do thank you, Marco, as well, for becoming a member as well. So, Valeria, you look fantastic for your age. Congratulations on that milestone, and have a happy birthday this weekend.
Not alone, though. Not alone. I got to out someone else on our crew here, because Lucas on our production crew, he's turning 15 years old tomorrow as well. So a double dip on the birthdays. Congratulations to both of you guys, and enjoy the day. We're not done yet here, though, and we're just talking about Square here. And obviously, yeah, 5 upgrades, fantastic. You can see the numbers in the watch list. If you didn't get it, of course, we'll be looking into any of those issues. There already is a break through this 185 through the top. Just going to the daily chart, just so you can see here. Watch out for this like 193 3/4, 191.50 range. I think we have a nice sort of jailbreak into those prices on Square. The good news is when you get numbers like this, and then you get a nice little dip already, you're actually buying at the low end of the aftermarket pullback. So that 185 could provide some decent support. If there is a deep pullback, I'm not looking for a deep pullback in Square. I don't think it happens. I'd be more concerned about 184, 185.
Yeah, guys, if you are still having some trouble with the watch list, it seems to be that Gmail or any email that's Gmail-based doesn't have any issues whatsoever and comes immediately. So might be worth grabbing a Gmail and signing up with a Gmail account. Cannabis producers still on the move. We touched on a few already. Take your pick here, guys. Tilray, ACB, CGC, CROD. Ho-hum, another day, another move higher.
Yeah, I've already made my pick, and I just continue to make the same pick over and over and over again. Like I told you, I hope you guys got a little rich, made a little bit of money off some of these cannabis calls that I've given over the last little while. And then today we just come in and, more Biden, more everything. So yeah, we go long cannabis. It's an easy play for me. 21.77, man. We're up huge right now. You can see at the bottom what we have. I've only gotten out of 20% of the trade. And here we go, guys. We're going to get out in the 30s right now. Here we go. Come on, let's give it to us. I love everything long now cannabis. It just makes a lot of sense. And there's ACB. I'm sitting right here at 33, so hopefully we'll get out of that in a minute. You'll see that hit on the board. Let's hope. But I like this name. The real calls, guys, were down here when we made them, or when I made them, and now we're reaching out here. I think we're about to tip off again right now. Breaking through 22.40 would be another indication, but this is a 70-cent win that we have on board right now, and I think we'll just continue. There's really no charts to look at it. Here we go. You just got to play the momentum. That's why I definitely wanted to get in early on this name. So here we go, man. We're already really huge here today. Just to top off what's been already a fantastic week. I had my best day of the week yesterday, and it's already starting off here today. So I would say, man, Weed Batman is in the building, and he should be here for the next couple weeks.
Yeah, if you guys are looking, that's CGC, of course, you can see in the bottom there for Sean's positions. ACB is up 34% and just made another move to the upside to 850. There was sort of a significant level here on the way down. If you're going to watch this like 9 to 920 area heading back to the upside, and if it does give any kind of a pullback, you're probably going to be hunting at this level like 775, 7.75 if it wants to dip back in. That's exactly where it broke out pre-market top break that just happened minutes ago. So ACB is continuing to be a big time runner to the upside. I'm watching for like 920, pullback 775 are the two levels that bear any mentioning.
Okay, let's go to the EV space. Want to get through Li Auto and NIO, both moving around in the pre-market here on volume once again. Li Auto, touched on it briefly earlier with a recall this morning. 10,469 units of its one model. I don't think that is actually it, but another one of its vehicles being recalled as of June 1st. So there's problems with the suspension, the ball joints. They're going to replace it all for free, so there's no cost to any of the customers, but a recall for Li Auto, guys.
I think that was the XPEV one there. Okay, so we already went long NIO because it's NIO, and we went long it, and that's what we're going to do. So we're already long here, 41.50. We took some out at 42, and then it goes all the way to 42.50, and we didn't get any out. You got to look at yesterday's high of 43. We did stop there. We kept joking like when this thing was at 20 that this is going to 50, but now who's joking as he keeps going higher and higher and higher. Yeah, I'm just going to keep watching this thing. The pre-market high is 42.50. If we're lucky enough to get a chance to smash that, we will. And then we'll go, actually it's 42, yeah, 42.55, doesn't matter. Oh yeah, it's up here, 42.55. So we'll smash that if we get a chance to do that. Otherwise, I'll just keep doing what I always do. NEO, I think, is the number one stock by profit here for me for the last little while. $40. If we can get any kind of dip buys, we'll do those again and then watch it rip to the high side as the market. The NASDAQ's still negative, but the ES just turns positive here. And looks like Trump may concede. So apparently that's some of the advice that he's getting. So we'll wait to see if that does happen. I mean, marijuana to the rescue, EV space to the rescue. Stick with me and you'll be big because we got some good ideas on the board here. And NEO's just the big one there. XPEV was my number one stock yesterday. So we can always go back to that one as well. XPEV over here on the New York Stock Exchange. Yeah, again, you know, just breaking day's high would be great, but they're a little bit, they're pulled off a little bit too much now. So I think we got to watch these for a little bit. Look, there goes CGC, guys, 70 cents now.
Yeah, XPEV, I'm looking at 36.20 is the sort of the go-to price. You just look at yesterday's price action. That's going to be the first look on a dip buy, which was the best look I had other than Qualcomm was going to be that. I believe we just had a halt in Biogen news pending there, Brendan. We of course know that they were in play the last couple of sessions, but that could get wild when that reopens.
Yeah, it was actually a while ago. It was 6:30 a.m. It's been halted since 6:30 a.m. This is the same thing. Yeah, it's the Alzheimer's treatment. So the FDA panel that we were talking about 2 days ago that are going to look into possibly approving this drug are set to do that today. So they're reviewing it today. So that could happen at any moment. So yeah, BIIB. No trades yet today. Well, there's a few, but very few. It's halted for news pending, guys.
Wow. Yeah, that could be a big one. It was a big fall off. It felt like $25 off of the open, but found a nice little base at 325 to 335 area that we're watching initially on the spike. I think that's going to be the go-to zone. If they open back up and there's positive news and you can buy in front of that area, I think that's going to be the go. Obviously, you want to make sure that it is positive from the FDA, and it looks like all systems are go. So we'll wait for that news to come out. Biogen, again, should be in play.
Yeah.
NEO here, another day, another 14 million shares before we even get to the open for NEO this morning. There's no real significant news here. They did launch their new 100 kilowatt battery and their battery as a service business, which is going to be you pay a monthly subscription or you lease a battery and you can swap it out as need be. So that has started, but nothing terribly exciting as far as news for NEO. They did top, worth mentioning, guys, as of the close yesterday, they did top GM's market cap.
Yeah, yeah. We just did talk about NEO. I think, Brendan, we should probably go on to the next stock because, again, it's on our watch list, guys. We just did talk about NEO, Li Auto, and some of these spots here. I do see some questions about Palantir. Yeah, I don't really have an in for this one, except for if you're not in already, you've pretty much missed the boat. Let's just wait to see if there's some size that shows up. Obviously, breaking through 1250, you do see, and this is the benefit of coming to the show early, of course, guys. You can see I'm showing you all the levels here. 1250, 300,000 shares. Once it blows through that, then I think that's going to be the bid here is Palantir. So I think that we'll have to watch out for that. And then just to finish it up before we'll throw back to you there, Brendan, NEO just got paired off 300,000 shares. So we've talked a little bit about this and what we think. I'm going to get out of this. We've already taken that 50 cents. I saw $1. I didn't take it on the last half. If it does come back down, maybe it's a little weak. We're going to find out why. But if it does break back down below 41.50, I think that's it. Palantir right now, guys, 900,000 bid. And then the weed name, ACB, the powerful weed grower that is virtually bankrupt with a 2.3 million share buying balance.
All right, let's real quick go to Electronic Arts, another earnings name today. We mentioned it right at the end of the show yesterday. If you were with us, EA reporting. It was kind of in line with expectations as far as this report is concerned. They talked a lot about higher competition because there was so much demand for the space due to COVID-19. So Activision Blizzard, Take-Two Interactive also in the same boat, essentially. Their holiday sales forecast was only in line with expectations. And they said going forward, the next quarter forecast was kind of in line with expectations as well. So a little bit negative here for EA, guys.
Yeah, I mean, 7.5%. I mean, yeah, definitely. If you're going to have your competitors, look, obviously have better numbers than you, and you have a little bit of issues with some of the revenue numbers there, with regards to estimates. Already basically bouncing to the downside continuously off the 50 period. If you look at the daily chart, I don't love any support levels until we get a little bit lower down to like 110, 112, somewhere in that area. So from here, I want to see a recovery and a push back up towards 123 before I would get involved in EA. It does look like it's likely to maybe just sort of grind to the downside towards that 112. But the volume is so low. It's only 100,000 shares worth of volume. Not the front of the list, but if we get enough of a dip in EA, we'll probably take a look at it a little bit later in the session.
Guys, I will be definitely taking this right away, EA. If it breaks 117, I'm going short on this one. Bad guidance. And the funny thing is, we talked about it yesterday that I thought it would beat and break above this level, but instead it actually goes the other way on the daily chart, and now you're back downside. So either way, if you got puts or calls on this one, you should be okay with a bigger move probably than expected here, down that 9%. So we'll get, is it down 9%? Why does one say down 9 and one, oh no, it's 9 points, it's 7%. So even when we crack through 117, we should still be SSR, off SSR. So we should be able to get some shorts there on EA Sports. My biggest trade though, I know we just zipped by this because I was saying happy birthday to Valeria, but Square, look, I wrote it down. I was really hoping that the market wouldn't go because 185 was going to be the biggest play for me all week. I was going to put the biggest amount of shares and risk capital-wise on this break right here of 185. Square, I've loved Square. I'm long in its double digits. It's a fantastic stock. Just keeps on going. The report was great. PayPal's fantastic. The Cash App for Square is going crazy. So 188 now, I guess, for a break, but we just did stop at 188.50. So I'm sort of thinking that we're going to have to wait for 188.50. I hate paying up that much, but Square, I think that's going to be probably one of the bigger stocks for the market here today, guys.
Okay, I'm just reading a headline here, guys, on Biogen. Looks like CVS CEO talking about this experimental Alzheimer's treatment as well. So no ruling yet on that Biogen, but just keep in mind BIIB still halted. Let's have a look at the overall market here. We're coming back to the downside. Did get positive there briefly, but we'll bring Arun in here and have a look at the ES. Arun, we are negative once again, but kind of back in that range once again.
You know, the early morning unemployment report was stellar, which makes the open very interesting because right at the open, we're either going to blast upside or we're going to completely reject that move. So keep an eye on the open. The levels I've got is 35.25 on the top end, which is the high from yesterday. So that's going to be the breakout point if you go for the longs. And on the bottom end, I'm looking for some support between 90 going down to 75 and then also going down from 65 down to 55. So there's a couple zones below. The first level I'm going to look is 90 going down to 75 for some hesitation. But the open is going to tell us what kind of, what the tone is going to be, at least for the opening half an hour or so. We're either going to accept it or we're going to reject it. So I'm going to keep an eye on the open to see which direction we're going to go in, and I'll use the level accordingly based on the direction we go there, Brendan. But those are the two levels to keep an eye on.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. We'll check back in with Arun on Monday. SMLP, there's a number of little ones to get to. MOGO, another one we'll talk about. But this SMLP, just want to mention this real quick. This is $1. We're right at $1 right now. So it's a little bit tough. Obviously going to be a bit of a magnet both directions. So if we do get below it, probably comes back up. Any kind of bounce into 135 to 145 off of the open, I'll look at SMLP. But right at $1, guys.
That's definitely a good look. And for those that are following, at the end of the list, I said there was some Canadian content. MOGO, M-O-G-O. It does trade both in Toronto. We'll be looking at it here over in the NASDAQ. Gap to the upside. Look, it's their platform now supports Apple Pay, Google Pay, Apple Pay, and Samsung. I guess that matters too. But MOGO, it's coming back a little bit, but the level I was watching for was this little top consolidation. It broke 250. I started working into a short, but now 2 times it's tested 225 to 230 and bounced back up with only 30 seconds or 90 seconds to go till the open. If we don't bust the bottom end of this range at 930, this one could be relatively strong and make a run at that high of day, guys. So I am short in MOGO, but I am a little bit alerted to the chance that it could make a run at this 275. A bit of a double top here. You go back in the daily chart and then another level up there, 315. So I'm not going to give this all the way to 275 at the open. If 250 goes, I'll probably duck out of this trade and then walk away. Wait to see if it fails at 275. That's a much better level. For now, it's in the money. Fantastic. But let's see what does happen. It looks a little bit strong going into the open.
So guys, Roku, Square, EA, XPEV. So they're all on that. We apologize for the watches. The watches did go out today. We're going to find out what was going on. Peloton, here it is right here. Peloton, Uber, Roku, Square, Cannabis Stocks, Lee, Neo. I'm just trying to go over these just so you guys can get the names. EA Sports, Cody, also on there. We'll look at that off that earnings play. Carnival Cruise Line's on there. Palantir, we've already talked about that. I love Palantir. You guys know that. SMLP, FTSI, and Mogo all on here as well. So there's a quick little rundown of the watches, and I apologize. We'll find out. If you just signed up today with Gmail, it takes a day, right? So you're not going to get it right away today. We apologize for that. We'll try to figure out a solution for all this. 10 seconds, Neil. Hit that button.
Oh, that button is
everything on watch today, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, XPeng right down into the first dip. That's the 36.20 level, so watch out for this if it bounces. 2 and 1. Fantastic shirt. Happy birthday, Valeria. Let's get this market started, guys. I didn't mention, I should have, FTSI, which is another one of these. Already in the money. I did have a bit of a pullback trade in this name. I did pick it up a couple of times here when it broke this 530. We're now trying to get back down towards that below that $5 range. So this one coming in rather nicely. Another one from yesterday. Watch out for KXIN. But I'm watching XPeng dip now down below 36, and then it came right back to the upside. It's not open yet. Still waiting for the official open on the NYSE here, but it looks like we're pulling back in on XPEV.
Okay. Yeah, we got out of our Neo position there right away as we noticed. Neo long there, we got out, and now we'll wait to see what it wants to do, if it wants to crack higher or not. Okay, we're into Palantir again at 1220. It does dip back down. Look at this big move to the downside, so we'll play off that. We'll get out if it breaks downside 1190 or so. Well worth the risk. And here goes CGC now open. We're going to see how high this one wants to go. No pun intended there on going high, but I do think that CGC does have a chance to make a move today, obviously, with this Biden news and with cannabis still rocking and rolling. But it looks like it's a little bit of a risk-off day here as the market's coming down just a bit here.
Yeah, I mean, ACB just bounced hard off of like 810, and it's making a run at breaking the high. I mean, 866, the current top, it's no longer 850. I mean, it could, if it breaks through, you're looking at a run, I think, to 920 is the level I was talking about there. So I'm going to see if we can't make a little bit of a move into it. 920 is going to be the first target for me. Well, $9, sorry, obviously, round even $9, and then into 920 would be the targets on ACB. If you can't beat them, join them is usually the way to go. So let's just see what happens. But I'm also watching now 35.40 over here in XPeng, because XPeng starting to come down here. I was looking for a dip buy in that name.
Guys, you guys want an early bang? There it is already. Boom! Nice out on CGC. Hello. We told you this one has room to run, and here we go again, guys. Nice little move to the upside on CGC. 22.78. Look where we're long. 21, that's $1 clean right there to start your day. So hopefully that's a good trade. If you follow me on Twitter, I tweeted this out when I took this trade early and talked about it on the show. So there you go. EA Sports also breaking below 17. Let's see if that one has some legs to it. And we're into Square at 185.05, although it doesn't look like it's open on the New York Stock Exchange yet. That's going to be a huge winner. What's up, Brandon?
Cloudflare, guys, net on New York here, up 8 or 9% now, but big flush there at the open. Big sell volume came in down to 62. Earnings aftermarket yesterday better than expected for Cloudflare, guys.
Yeah, there goes ACB over to 9. We'll let we'll hit some keys in a second here, but a lot's to manage because FTSI that I was just mentioning right before the open, this one did come down for me here. I was able to get that 5 break, added some more shares, and now we've broken 480, 460. So nice little winner. All my shorts were in the 530 range, so already got like a 50 to 60 cent return on a couple of exits. Got a bit of a nice move here in ACB. It just cracked back towards that, and it just touched 9 even actually. So we haven't broken 9 even just yet. When that does happen, the look for me is going to be take some out in front of 920 and then look at if that will break daily chart level on 920 is what I was watching in ACB.
Okay, guys, and there it is. Palantir again. Long at 20 there. Should have got some more in this 12 area on that drop, but long 20s and a decent position, out some 32s. Let's hold for higher. We still have a big target upside of 50. I want to go long once we break 50. So obviously I have orders all the way up to get to that spot, so we'll see about that. Okay, did Square open? Because we have, I don't think this is even open yet, Square on the Stock Exchange. So
sorry.
We're averaged in here a little bit. I don't know. We're going to wait to see if it does open and breaks below 181. We're not in this heavy, so So it's fine, but Square waiting for it to open up, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to go with line it up, knock them dead. I'll try to cover as many as I can. XPeng, we talked about the dip buy here. It does hold 35. I picked it up at 35.50. I just took some for a 90-cent win. We'll run this into VWAP, take a little bit more out there. If it gets to this turnaround point, 37.60, 37.50 to 37.60 could be a bit of a lower high, so I'll take profit at that place as well. It took a long time to open up. I don't know if this was just multiple names in the NYSE here, Sean, had a delayed open. I guess the volume and volatility is too much for some of these. We'll do a backflip as we just got a 37 break. That's $1.50 on XPeng here. Buy the dip, baby. It's what happens to work every single day in these names. And of course, ACB now headed, and no stall whatsoever at 920. I mean, it blows right through to 950. Now it comes right back in. So when I canceled my order when it blew through, so I didn't take any profit out at the top. Next test at 950, I am going to get some shares out. But I mean, ACB already a big runner. Only thing working against me is the one from yesterday. I got some KXIN, and that's starting to run up. That short 396, 420, the level I'm watching on that name, guys.
Yeah, NEO is open. We're long NEO as well, and we're huge on this one as well, guys. Long NEO, 41.75. We just took it, so now we're getting out on all of these guys. Palantir up to 47. Boom! The big ones are here today, guys. We are in the building again. 12.20. Bang, 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 bang. All the way up to 50. Look, we told you we were making that move up to 50 on Palantir. We love this stock, and hells to the yeah, as now it breaks through 50. I mean, guys, it doesn't get any bigger and better than this. We just took some big wins here on Palantir. Let's try to get some out, as now it's ripping above 12.50. Everything cashing in today. CGC, EA Sports, NEO, 40 cents in the money now as we break above 42, guys. What a big day. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, it sort of goes without saying. I'm trying to cover as many of these as I can for you guys, but Mogo, Canadian content, we talked about the short, where we liked it and why. You're going to see if it ever loads up. It just broke down to this support level, 210. Going to take a bunch of shares out here. Jeez. It's already been a nice win. We got 240s to the short side, and then just took it out for a 30-cent win. XPeng still going, $38. We're now $2.50 in the money on that name. Brendan, what's up?
This XPEV, yeah, I was just going to mention this. Huge volume alert there just went off. This volume alert was about 100 times what it normally does in this time frame. So big spike there from 36 up to 38 on XPEV, guys.
All right, just watching this 182 level here on Square. You know, if that breaks, sorry, 183, we're going to get out half of these. We just got some more shares here off that before the open happened. Like, it ripped all the way. We went way into the money there on it, but we were too busy with Palantir and whatnot to worry about it. But NEO now 50 cents. Look at this buy. I mean, we got a bunch of good buys here on NEO today, including that your XPEV in the EV space as well. So this name just ripping to the high side. Ding, 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 out. So we're still holding a little bit of NEO, not much though, as we're watching that go high side. And Palantir, guys, back to day's high. I don't know what else to tell you about this one other than, man, we've made a lot of money on this name, and it just see how it's just cracking back and forth. Palantir just seems to be nuts right now. Look at the levels, very, very thin for a $12 stock doing 6 million shares. So look, watch, this can crack. So very, very careful. We're already out of the majority of these in the 50s and 60s. So watch out, Palantir could crack the other way, guys. Square still doing not much. We're long 184.50. I love the 185 break. So if that happens again, we'll put some more risk on, guys, 185.
I just got trailed out of XPEV here at 38, guys. So it's going to be a 250 winner for that one. We'll go Superman action. Don't hit that one enough, I think, sometimes. But it was a nice little bottom pick. Look to buy the dips in the EV space. Do whatever works best for you. I mean, if you like the breakout trades and they're making you money, don't stray too far away from it. I'm gonna put myself in like the penalty box over this last execution in ACB. There was a consolidation down here, and I could have taken it out when it broke 9 even. I could have had better than break even on the last 20% of my position. Started coming back in very heavily. My last exit was here at 933, so it did turn around at 950. It's coming right back and testing this level, 810. If we hold 8 to 810, maybe another ramp to the upside. But what a turnaround! As fast as it went up, ACB just came right back to the open price. Brendan, what's up?
Uber starting to go here. Just had an alert on Uber through 43. It didn't get there yet, but watch 43 there, the top end from aftermarket yesterday on Uber, guys.
Okay, we're watching out now because the market, I see some people asking me, are we going to reload on Palantir? I don't think so. The market, we're just going to get some out here actually if we can. The market seems to be wanting to go one way here, down. So yeah, it doesn't look like Palantir. I mean, it's still going here and our price is fine. We're long at 52 now off of these longs, 20s. So yeah, we just took a break through 50. I still think it's good. I mean, we're right back to flat. You could have reloaded down there in the 40s, but again, it snaps necks, man, Palantir. So I don't know. I just don't want to reload and then we come back here and test down to 12.10. It's just a matter of how comfortable you are. We just took out a nice little win there on Square. We were long 1.8. We are still long 184.37. We just took some out at 75. So that's a 30-cent hit. It's not huge, but today everything's going for us in the money. So what can we complain about? EA Sports, we're short at 117 right now. Probably takes them out as it's bouncing around 50s, guys.
Yeah, I'm just going to go back to this FTSI. First move to the upside, it just bounced. I took over half the position out here at the bottom, just try to get a bit more at 470. Missed it, but it is trying to test back up to the 530s. That's where I'm short on that little 550 breakdown or 550 to 540 breakdown that happened pre-market. So do watch out if it goes northbound of 540. This could get a bit squeezed to the upside. Still below 5 even, still in the money, 50 pennies on it, so nothing wrong with that. We got that 10% return sort of locked in, at least most of it. If it breaks any lower, I'm looking for about 4 even as the ultimate target, guys. Brennan, what's up?
I mentioned CBS CEO was talking about that Biogen Alzheimer's treatment. They were also talking about their earnings because it was the earnings call. Earnings better than expected for CBS, 3.5% here. We're right at this level at the pre-market high here for CBS, guys.
Okay, guys, I mean, we're going nuts here because look at this NEO trade. We just got into XPEV as well. NEO, guys, $1 now in the money. Look at that out. Bang! Right up there, long 41 out. Great long there. We were long in the pre-market here on this consolidation. I keep telling you about that. Then we go long once it breaks that once again, and now we're monstrous on this position. Oh, yeah, monstrous? Yeah, Square. 184.50 we're long. It's at 186. I told you we'd put on risk on this position. Here we go, guys. Square to the moon. Bang! We're huge today again. Goal met, 940. Let's go, guys. November, my new favorite month.
A halt on FTSI, guys. I'm in the halt position on this one. It looks like we've halted to the upside, so it's a volatility halt. Thankfully, and I guess I'll count my blessings that we did take most of the position off, but this is a volatility halt to the upside. If it opens higher than this is where I got in. I'm literally getting out on the opening print if it goes to the upside. There's just no reason to hang on to this one. So if you are caught in this name, just watch out. Volatility halt on FTSI.
Guys, Square, dollars in the money now. XPEV, NEO, Palantir. Like, I don't know, guys. It's already way too early for everything. We could go fruit salad. We've got the fruit salad locked and loaded. We're huge today already, man. What a monster day for us. Look at all the positions we have. CGC, let's just review these. CGC, 77 cents in the money. EA Sports, $1 in the money. NEO, $1.32 in the money. Palantir, 25 cents in the money. Square, $1.50 in the money. XPEG, 40 cents in the money. That sounds like 6 for 6, Brendan.
Nice look to start the morning. Another one to maybe add to that. Upwork here. We mentioned this one yesterday. Had a huge move following better than expected earnings. This is an online employment agency. Back to the downside this morning. But this 27 we're trying to bounce off of on UPWK. Huge level. Big time volume again today for this one, guys.
All right, yeah, I'll get some out of XPEV here just to see if the NEO special doesn't keep happening. Out of a little bit of XPEV there. Square, great out on Square. 187 as we watch the market just keep coming back to the downside here. So Square was really huge there. We're almost out of everything. We have 30% left of our Square position. Our Palantir position, beautiful out there at 80. Just watch out for this market, man. I really think that we may be a little bit silly not get some out. So we'll punch some out right now on Palantir. You see out 68, out some 65s. I just want to get a little lighter on some of these positions as the market is pulling back down here.
Yeah, just watch out because, as you said, Sean, the market is pulling back, and I'm going to be guilty here. Lining up my open order for that halt trade because it was on the Amex and usually trading in the NASDAQ in the New York. So I had to make sure on FTSI that I was locked and loaded and ready to take that reopening print. Not Kodak, KXIN, guys. This is what I'm talking about. This is the one I'm in just now, but the halt is an FTSI. Now, KXIN, this is a play from yesterday. Just worth noting, it had a hard reversal, guys. If you go to the higher time frame, shorting into the upward move. It just failed through that 420 mark, so it looks like it's trying to come back in. Bigger, if it does break upside, the next level will be 460, but I think we can get back down southbound of 4 even. Main concern here is we're going to open back up in a couple of minutes in FTSI, and I am not holding this position. I'm getting out, market on open order, no matter where it opens. I'm just covering the short.
And guys, remember at the beginning of the day when I said that one of the biggest positions would first of all be Square at 185. We're lucky to get it at 183. Huge trade there. I also told you we analyzed this, and I was really quick on EA Sports. I said one play, short, 117. Bang, $2 in the money right now for you. So hopefully you have this trade with me, man. We still have a third left on this one as the day just keeps getting bigger and better as Square now making moves again, hopefully to the upside here, despite what this market is doing. We're just monstrous today, guys. Remember, stay tuned. Hydration Nation is in the building as well as we continue to go. It's been a big Friday for us. Give it to us again, Bren.
The volume alerts on this Li Auto just coming fast and furious here. We had one to the upside back above 28 and then immediately right back down below 27. So another volume alert here for Li Auto, guys.
Xpeng as well pulling back in. I'm looking at 36.20. That was the first dip level. 35 was the next one when we caught it. So if 36.20 holds above that, looking for another bounce to the long side. Still no open on my Hull trade, but MOGO, MOGO, trading in the New York. The NASDAQ. I still have this one short. It's still looking relatively good. I said this could be a strong one. If it gets below $2, I think it's going to be smooth sailing for the short trade. 250 remains the out. Not giving it to high day. Told you about why, because of the relative strength. But we can reload in front of 240 now that it's failed to bust through that price on the open. This one firmly in the money. It's a 238 short, but I take a little bit lower than that on a reload, guys. There goes XPEV. I actually tried to get that one back into the long side, but already starting to bounce up.
And yeah, this has just been a ridiculous morning for us. Congratulations to everybody that's in this with us here today. I have no LFT, and these markets just keep going, ripping to the high side. Look at this CGC's trade. What's up, Daryl? I know that you're on this with us as well. $22, $23. Guys, we're long 21.77 here on this name. So hells yeah, slaying dragons. Like, where's a dragon? I want to slay the crap out of it because today, man, we're just going nuts. We already went long. We just went long again on Square, 187. I told you the biggest position that you needed to have on today was Square at 185. This, as soon as this happened, I took these in the face of this coming down. That's how much we believe in this. Hit it, hit it, hit it, and then bang to the upside. 187 and change here. We're monstrous. I hope you like the show so far. Oh yeah, and the other one, very briefly, EA Sports through 117, bang to the downside. That's a $3 winner for you. Palantir, we've been hammering this early, man. 12.20. Hello, it's at 12.60. Everything making money. I don't know what else to talk about right now. We'll find some new names for you. Brendan always has them. Give it, bud.
How about Roku? Another one from the watch list. Just tested this high from the pre-market here, 238.45. A little bit of a pullback here, but volume alert popping up there for Roku, up 5.4%.
All right, all right.
This is why you have to look at this Hull trade, and this is exactly why I told you guys, out of everything when it reopens, got the bottom wick. Now that's because it opened at the low 488. Actually take a 10% win on it, then immediately runs back to the upside. I think the fact that it failed to break 550, good sign for the shorts. So the short's still working, but got the best possible fill by getting that market on open order in and ready to go, guys. I do want to go back over to ACB just very, very quickly for you guys because this name, trying to make another run at the top. I talked about my poor entry to get out. Should have not been the last 20% for a loser. All the kinds of chance to win. It is putting in higher lows, 815, now making another run at the high. It's a 950 jailbreak if that ever comes, but I'm looking to buy a bit of a dip on VWAP in front of that 820, the last higher low on ACB. The party doesn't seem like it's over just yet for cannabis.
No, yeah, we're dollars in the money right now as well. Check it out. We just tweeted out our Square position there, and yeah, really super happy with this one, man. 188, $3 in the money. Good trade on that one. Cannabis keeps on going. EA Sports making a little bit of a bounce back now. I'm thinking 115.40 or so could be an out. We're gonna check it on a little bit of a longer time frame. I mean, we can hold this all the way to 116. Why don't we do that? Let's just hold it to 116, whatever. I mean, this is what happens when you're so huge. You kind of tend to give some money back back a little bit uncontrollably. I mean, I'm waiting for more trades here, but we'll wait for that one. Square, probably going to take a little bit off of this. NEO comes all the way back, so what a great out that was for NEO. Still a huge positive stock today. We're not negative, so we'll just keep running this to the high side, hopefully on NEO. But we're going to get out of some Square as the market just keeps on pulling back, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this market, that's worth noting because you're seeing a lot of breaks up here, and the market holds in negative territory, at least for the time being. Alert to Mogo, if you're trading this one, I said it could be relatively strong. Still in the money on the short. There's nothing wrong with it, but you do have to watch this other retest. It's coming right back to that 240, 250 area. I'm going to be reloading now that I've seen it jump up and fail. I think we can take some more shares and feel a little bit confident about it, guys. So just got some out for a nice little 40-cent win again, but I want to be reloading in the 25 to 30 range, holding below VWAP all session long, and every single time it tests higher, it flushes right back down. That's going to give me some confidence to add to my position short. If it breaks $2, we got a bigger home run here because 134 the previous close, and I mean, lots of room to the downside, guys. We got a winner.
Okay, good. Always good to have winners. We are back into Roku right now, 238.60 and change. We'll see if we can get this higher here on Roku. If it goes to 239.30 or so, we'll get out of a little bit of this one. We have Roku long. I don't know. It was an earnings report there. This one may not go. So we can give it back to the bottom of this candle, 235.91. Oh, that's a big candle. Okay. Yeah, Roku exploding here. This may be a little too juicy right now. Big, I mean, $3 candle. We may get out of some of this. I probably have a little bit too many shares here, but we are on to Roku right now. Palantir, man, just keeps ripping back to day's high. So those of you that are with me, guys, it's a chicken dinner winner for you, and I hope you enjoy it because Palantir, Gregory, he knows, everybody knows that I'm long this thing at 950. It's up to 1290. We just put this trade on just the other day, man, down here at 950. That's like I don't know, a week ago. So big trade here on Palantir to go. Oh yeah, I was nervous about our Roku trade. Not nervous about taking $1 on it though. So we're gonna go upside on Roku. Just another banger, guys. The day is not over. Stay with us, man. I have all winners today. It's been a monster day for us.
Here's a turn in XPeng, guys. Just talked about this making a higher low. It just held 36. 36.20 was the first dip point before we opened. This was the dip that we caught at 35. Now playing it one more time. This time 36.23. I'll play it into VWAP, try to take 50 to a buck on this one, and maybe even hold on for a third if we're going to get a bigger move in XPeng. It was great the first time. Let's doubled up here. Brennan, what's up, bud?
Another one from the earnings reports column. IIVI, electronics equipment maker, 2.5%, just made a day high there. Earnings better than expected, so up huge 2 days in a row here, coming up to $58 for this one, guys.
Let's just dump our NEO.
So immediately, guys, 50 cents to the money on that first dip. I try to get to you as fast as possible. We'll go yeehaw for this trade next XPeng. Twice we got the bottom. I want this one into VWAP. Got to take profit off because it did have a failed break at 39. It is starting to come back. I got to take the profits while they're there in the market, seeming like it wants to slide down, but a nice level that we're looking at initially before the market even opened. So caught a little dip buy on this name, guys.
Guys, hopefully you're with us on Roku because it's a banger, guys. Roku, $3 in the money. Once again, $238 long. We just tipped up to $3. We went $5 in the money there. Didn't even notice that on Roku. Was in the money $5 on that last trade, guys. Square in the money $1. Like this is, I fed these trades, guys. Absolutely fantastic. We lined up all the pins for you. Today was like bowling, but when you put those walls on the side there where no matter what you can't get a gutter ball. Look at this today, guys. Square, you guys know it. Everybody heard what we talked about. I said 185 was the biggest trade of the week. That's what you needed to put on. There it is, 185 on Square. Oh, well, it's only $4 in the money, so hopefully you have some profits there. Roku as well, back to the high side, $4 in the money on this one. EA Sports, $1 in the money. Well, it's going to come back up to 16. This was $2.50 in the money. And Palantir, you know what, guys, we may just retire. Palantir, look at this. Bang, we take it out. Brendan, you're Palantir right here. Come on, Brendan. Come on, Palantir. We slay that. Look at this price, guys. Palantir, 13 and a quarter. 13 and a quarter for Palantir. What a trade this is. I don't know. I keep talking to Greg. He probably has his headset on. But this is a monster trade, Neil. I know you're loving some Palantir, baby.
You got to love Palantir in there. It's all about finding
Roku.
the stock that works for you and just going back to the well over and over again. Look, I know it might seem a boring to some people, but you got to cover what's working. That's why we're going to XPeng. That's why we've been trading NEO. That's why Sean's over in Palantir. Like I said, VWAP here at XPeng, I just took out some for an 80-cent win. Sorry, a dollar winner on the second third of this trade. Because it's starting to slow down a little bit here, guys. So do watch out for your EV names. They look like they might be rolling over. Break even stop for me now, so I can't turn this into a losing trade. Don't want that to happen. Brendan, what do you got for us there?
Good day to be long, apparently. Peloton, guys. Volume alerts here at day highs for Peloton. So this is a 3-minute chart I'm showing right now. I don't see a red candle since the open on Peloton, guys.
What a day to be long. I think this is the best day all week to be long, guys. If you have the right names, this is a $5 winner on Roku. This is a $3 winner this is really a $4 winner on Square. And then CGC, the cannabis names, everything. Like I said, today I feel like was really just a layup. If you trade the same way that I was trading today, we're huge today. It's my biggest day maybe of the last couple months. So congratulations to everybody. Just keep the train going, guys.
Yeah, obviously Peloton's going to be a big-time breakout. I thought we were going to get a dip buy. That's what you heard me say. Let's be a buyer in Peloton if it gives you anything to the low side. Worth noting, it is starting to come into some serious levels to the upside of resistance. If this gets parabolic, which it kind of almost already is, it's only 4% for now. But if we get to 140, that was a hard turn the last time, and it was a big failure lower. Now, I talked about XPeng, break even stop on the rest of this. I'm going to start going with really quick trades if I'm going to continue to be a buyer in XPeng because it just tested the low one more time. Gave you the nice bounce into VWAP for a dollar winner on this name. But you're talking about bottom to top. It already put a $4.50 move that we're able to capture from bottom to top, which is crazy on a name like this. I do need to get you guys back over to Mogo, but I will first cover this FTSI. I know it's still going crazy. I've laid off this one because of that halt. It's come back up, tested lower. I got a failed break on that reopen. Now it's right back below that 550. If we maintain lower than 5 even, it's a re-entry to the short position. But I ran away from this one like a jailbreak here at 490 for a 50-cent winner on that reopen. I'm not holding through halt. I think it's reckless. No need to throw away. I could have thrown away my entire day today if I had held through this and went parabolic to the upside. Next thing you know, it's at $7, and I'm negative on the day.
Yeah, exactly. Listen to those words there. No matter what happens, Roku could drop to 0. My day does not get thrown away. So we'll protect Roku. I just put an order in to get out if it does break through 240. I'm thinking that we take $5 on this, guys. Maybe we should on Roku take that money. Square does break below 187 there, so we did get out of the last little piece. Not great. In at 187, out at 187. It does go all the way to 189.50. Square, my largest position today and my biggest winner profit-wise today, Square. I don't know what else to tell you guys on that one. EA Sports near day's low once again. So we go long on everything, but short on EA. So a bunch of longs and one short on EA Sports. Man, I'm already exhausted. You better make sure that you have the water. We're flexing our new sweatshirt there. Oh, yeah, and on the back, I don't know, can we go to this camera, guys? If you want to see, it says, I'd rather be trading. So there it is there. Pick that up, guys. I'd always rather be trading, but don't tell the wife. I love you if you're watching this. And I want to give a shout out to my mother-in-law as well, who apparently watches it and was saying that she didn't know I like strawberries. So what's up, mother-in-law? Get some strawberries ready. Get that whipped cream. Roku right now, Brendan. Thank you for bringing that to our attention as well. This is a ho-hum, a $6 winner as the money just keeps on flying in on this end. How are you doing today, Brendan?
We're getting along. ONCT, we mentioned yesterday, there was news on this one. Big move to the upside yesterday from $1.60 to $4.40. Oh, by the way, Roku all-time highs as well. ONCT is now 18% again today. $4 coming into play there on a volume alert, guys.
And this is why you get out of XPeng. I talked about a break-even stop. It's now $2, breaking through the pre-market low here at 34. If this goes any lower, you're probably talking about 33 as the next support to the downside. If it can bounce there, I'd be all over it if we can get XPeng. I think there's going to be scalp trades. you have to first watch this. This is a pre-market low here. There was consolidation. If it turns again, could be another bottom pick, but it does not feel like that's happening. This is exactly why we got out of this without even letting it go against us, because the sell action right now on this pullback in the EV space is pretty strong. NXPen looks like it's found its top, and it's 39.50.
Okay, guys, sometimes you need to do this. You kick your feet up, you relax. I got the football socks on. You saw what the Packers did yesterday to a beat down San Francisco team, so we don't really talk too much about that. 34-3 until we stopped trying and they got 2 late touchdowns. Okay, Roku up 9%. We'll just keep on going, guys. We're drinking that water. We're just taking a little bit of a break. We're just watching the P&L just skyrocket right now with all of these positions. Roku huge, Palantir huge, EA Sports now breaking new lows, and this is my setup. This is what we're doing. What's up again to everybody out there? I really hope you're enjoying the show. Thanks for the compliments on the sweater here. You can pick yours up as well, but maybe we got to look at Roku here. I'm going to probably get out if it does break back below 244, but we're just chilling out right now. Relaxing. I think this is very, very important that you do this every once in a while. I don't need to be in tons of trades. I've already made 79, and we're monstrous, so we're just celebrating a little bit here. What's up, Brendan?
Another one to look at, IRWD, pharmaceutical name, up about 11% here. This thing barely trades usually. Volume through the roof this morning. It's already moved $1 to the upside. There's rumors floating around. They've added a very big named activist investor to their board. So IRWD, worth a look. Kind of thin, though, guys.
Gonna get back to a name that looks like it's calmed down, and I love when this happens for you. Just had an idea to short this one. It's a day 2, day 3 play, and we talk about this. So if you're following our watch list, just keep any of those names that are in play. If you've never heard of them, in KXIN was a great trade yesterday to the south side. We covered that one pretty well. Day 2, failure break through the high of the day. This is the top end of that range. You go back in the daily, 430. It breaks that 20 mark, can't get through 30. I catch some more shares on the way down. I had to chase it all the way to 10s, unfortunately. But now it looks like it wants to trend down towards this 75. I'll take about half my position out in front of this level, but look at this recovery it had in the afternoon. If it breaks this 375, I think we're headed back down to 350. So I want to make sure I have some on board when that happens. When a stock goes in the money for you and you start to break out some support levels, hang on to some for the bigger win, guys. Speaking of hanging on, if you're still hanging on to XPEV here, wowzers. Wow. Yeah, jailbreak. It's now $33. I talked about the next level down. Maybe it runs into some support here, but this is starting to get ugly. I wouldn't be surprised if we halt at some point, but 32.80 to 33 was the next leg down. We thought maybe it could run into support. If it finds some sideways action, that's the only way I'm going to play it. I've twice bought a dip into selling, not when it's this strong, guys. It needs to go sideways at least a little bit before I want to jump back into the long XPEG. Now 5% down after a 10% move up at the open. Crazy.
Yeah, utterly crazy there. So what we're trying to do here with Roku is just watch this. I said 244 might be an out there. It just does tick down there to 244.75. So I think 244.50 will be our out here on Roku. So we'll watch that. Guys, it's only a $7 winner today, so on Roku. So we'll wait for that one, 244.50 to come in. We'll give back a little bit and make it about a $6 winner if that does come in. EA Sports still looking like it's a good one. Canopy, again, we're making a lot of money on the show, but we're crushing it even more in our trading accounts. Those of you that have followed know which symbols were long. Oh, let's check out GW. Is it GRGW or GRWG? I don't know. Green growth. No, it's GRWG. 22.31. So this stock is down, but this was another great call. This is the Home Depot. Watch out for this one. I may pick some more up in my account in this one after the show, but I'm just going to put that order in on Roku. Make sure we don't miss that, guys. 244.50. I'm just going to get out of this one and put that $6 in our pocket if that's what it wants to do. Brendan, tell us what's happening now.
After the past couple of days, I expected to be a little bit of a pause, I guess, in the rally. We can see a little bit negative here on North American markets, but we're actually off the low. So NASDAQ down 1.3% for the 100, 1.15% leading Worth noting, tech stocks leading to the downside. The Dow and the S&P both down 0.5%. The Russell back to basically flat here. It was a little bit lower than that earlier. TSX flat as well here in Toronto. Down in Brazil, 0.3% to the downside as well. Let's go over to a couple of things from the watch list. Still worth watching here. Cron. We've been talking about CGC. We've been talking about ACB. Little weakness here. It got to 750, turned on a dime. We're consolidating $7 here on Cron. We're starting to see a few of the other cannabis names coming back to the downside. So I like this big sharp move down, consolidating below a decent level there, 7. Looking a little weak for Cron at the moment. ACB, on the other hand, not so much. Consolidating at day highs, $9 there. Big level needs to be taken out for ACB. EA, yeah, Sean was just mentioning this one. Also consolidating day lows here after the flush. Earnings not good. We mentioned it if you joined us in the pre-market. Guys, back over to you.
Thank you very much, Brendan. I made a promise if we get winning trades coming out of it or take a winner from Brendan, we'll go with a yeehaw action. But before I cover that name, I just want to go back to SMLP. I think this was the last thing that Brendan said to you guys. Watch out for that dollar range when it did break. I was looking for an actual retest after the open to those teens. I like to sell into the pop when there's a positive news and then work it down to $1. Now it's back to penny stock status. So the only play left, if it makes another run testing $1, we can use about 105 as a bit of an area. So 105 to 110, maybe short it if it gets to it gets to that $1 mark again. It doesn't seem like that's the case. This one. I hate to say easy call, but when these go back to penny stock status, it can tend to get a little bit ugly for some of those. I want to go to Mogo as I see the dance. That must mean we're at 1,000 likes already, a half an hour in. I'm going to assume that's true. And thank you, everybody, for all the support, of course. And it's a great, fantastic birthday present today has been already for both Valeria and Lucas of our production crew. Mogo just broke $2 for the second time. I'm not taking anything out. We've already covered just about 3/4 of this position. If it breaks lower from here, it's about $1.50 to $1.60, where I'd anticipate maybe it finds the bottom, and I'll work the rest of this out on the way down from there. It was just a simple 240 short in front of 250. I got one spike off the open to get 245 in. My average price now 240. If we can get anywhere from like 50 to 60 cents on the rest of this trade on an average price, I'll be very, very pleased with this. Mogo shorting some Canadian content here. Great news for the company. Both Apple, Google, and Samsung Pay now on their platform, but went up a little too far, so we had to short it.
Guys, we're wearing the mask for a different reason right now because we feel like we've robbed the market today. Here it is. Yeah, what's up? Go to this picture. Okay, there it is. University of Waterloo right here, where my kid is going to. Very proud of him as well. He talks stocks with me now, so great job. Get this off. We can't talk properly. Look at Roku now, guys. We're long at 238. It's at 247. This is a $9 winner right now on Roku. So I'm going to adjust the price targets here on this stock as we continue to rip up that 9.9%. Oh yeah, EA Sports, $2 in the money. Canopy right now, $1 in the money. Well, yeah, get this off. Yeah, let's get out of here. Palantir, Palantir.
Money.
I mean, this is at 1355 right now. And not only is this at 1355, we're long at 1250 right here because we took a secondary long. That was our big position. But we also took a decent position, about 40% of this one, back down here at 1220. So I come in and goes like, what the hell? That should not have dropped like that off the open when I love the stock. So don't do that. $10 now for Roku as we continue to go high side. I mean, I just went to take a little bit of a break, and the positions just keep getting better. So it's always nice when you're hella long are crushing the market and your short is also crushing the market. So we're just monstrous right here, guys. Follow us, everything. Yeah, we're all having super fun times today. It's been a fantastic day. I haven't even touched Bitcoin. That's how good this equity market's been.
And one name that, apologies guys, but if you're going to focus on what's working for you and just making that cash, you got to stick to the symbols that are going. And I know we had a look on Uber to be a buyer today, and you get this nice little breakthrough 42. For anyone that did take it, just go back a little bit further out here, and if you can, there is a bit of a level that'll get to like 47. Uber up 5%. We talked about both the positive ballot initiative, and then look, it was not a necessarily bad earnings report. Some of the concern, of course, is they don't make money on the Eats business, but a nice little breakout for Uber. I definitely love that $40 support for a couple of days in a row here. So if we do get a bit of a pullback, you're going to want to look at my favorite number at 42 and start digging into a long in front of that 40. If you got like a longer time frame, just to jump over to KXIN, I did talk about this one a couple of times here. This was a great stock yesterday. It looks like it's going to be a safe run all morning for this one to the south side. And again, the key thing is that it tested that 425. Now if it breaks 375, it's going to be all systems go to get us right down into this 350 area. And if that breaks, I'm actually going to switch things up. I'm going to hold on to a little bit of the position. If 350 breaks, we're talking about another 10% move to the downside on KXIN before it goes to some serious support at 3 even, guys.
All right, guys. Yeah, just messaging the wife here. Okay, Palantir. I mean, now we're at $1.10 in the money on a $13 stock. Okay. And why we hit the backflip there was, again, guys, because today we feel like the money is literally coming out of the sky and falling down, because there it goes. We hit the backflip because here's a $10 winner for you right now as we continue to go. Roku. I don't know why I was so nervous when I first got this. It's because it came from 235, and that sometimes can be a problem. Like, I got in on an $8 move higher, but you had to believe in what you trade. So there it goes right to the high side. And this is the thing, like most of my positions, we're crushing it today. Like, I mean, we're positive everywhere. You can see the damage that's been done to the bottom here on the screen. And someone just tweeted out that I was robbing the market with that mask. That's a great one. Thank you so much for that one. I think it was Peter. Good job there, guys. Learning from the best team. I mean, Twitter's blowing up right now. Thank you so much for all the support that you guys have given us. And we just continue to keep making magic happen here. So 242 and change to the high side. I just put out 246.80 to get out of this, but I think I got to adjust it, man. What about 247.70 here? 247.67. We're $11 now, guys. $11 in the money right here on Roku. And you see him walking on the screen. Now you're going to get him in real life. What's up, B?
What a move for Roku. Yeah, that's impressive. The Trade Desk, another impressive mover. This is a $700 stock, guys. It's moved, $60 on the day. So earnings for the Trade Desk aftermarket yesterday, way better than expected. $700 stock. It's up 23% on the day.
That's just absolutely insane. I want to go back over to, we just talked about this name, FTSI. Looks like it's going to continue to flush down. If it's 475, I'm going back into this position on this little break. You're going to see a couple of times it's come down to this price. Not a ton of liquidity, but trust me when I tell you, there is a buyer at 75 that's been holding this up. When that goes, it already tried to break once to the upside and failed even with a halt. If it comes again, it looks like we're going to flush and take another nice little short here. So 475 on FTSI. Had to let it calm down after that halt. You want to make sure you're confident about this. And I do not like these when they're halting to the upside. So now that it's got some better price action, oh, wow. Break 75, instantly 20-cent move. I only crossed 10 pennies on that 75, and wow, immediately goes through two big levels. So that buyer broke in literally a heartbeat. I'll be shorting in front of 75 if it pulls back. I'm not going to chase it too far. There's always a price you're not willing to pay. Market order can work. I don't use them. Limit orders only for me.
Okay, yeah, I hate market orders. I don't use market orders either, guys. So just a little tip on that one. If this breaks, a couple more pennies we're going to get out of EA Sports here and just put this $1.70 in our pocket. So it does go as low as 114.40. That would have been a beautiful trade to get out at the very bottom, but we'll take it out right now as it looks like it could break a little higher here from here. So we're in the money right now at $1.70. And Roku, guys, hot dogs for you, hot dogs for everybody. I don't know what else to tell you guys about the trading that I've been doing today and the last little while. I see Palantir, like, hello, $1. I mean, Brendan, this stock going insane. $1.50 upside here on Palantir. Valeria, we know, loves Palantir. This stock just keeps on making moves to the upside here. High side on Palantir. 247. This is a $12 winner on Roku. We almost cracked 250, or did we? We got to 250.04 there maybe before coming back down. So let's see if that breaks. If it doesn't, we'll give it back a little bit here. 247 and change. We'll give this one about $2 back to the upside. And again, thank you so much for all of the love on the show. It's absolutely amazing. And again, I told you guys, I'm going to get a little bit of FOMO right now, but we're still going to do backflips because I see people giving the credit here on the chat. And you know what? I swear, this was my biggest position all week. I told you guys about this before I take it, and that's the one thing. You've asked to get you guys more risk, tell you what we're going in on, stronger than more. This was 185 here on Square. I talked all about it. Unfortunately, this move down gets me out. That's embarrassing because we would have a $6 or $7 winner now on Square. We've already robbed this bank once. We're going to do it again and again and again as Roku now above 250. $12 winner on this one. $1.50 on Palantir. $2 now on EA. $1 on CGC. And $7, guys, on our big I keep pointing over there because I'm getting ready to throw to Brendan, but $7 on Square there as well. I hope this has been a good week for you. Regardless, have a great weekend. We're coming back with more. Let's throw it to Brendan at the big board, upgrades and downgrades. What up, Robbie?
Hey guys, yeah, let's get some more to look at because we need more today. AMD, Roku, Square, all on here today on the upgrade side. I didn't even look at this one. Appian, 11.5% on earnings as well. A bunch of big moves on this side as well. Assembly Biosciences, yeah, 66%. And then down here, I'm going to show you this one in a second. Global Blood Therapeutics, they had trial data that came back on the bad side, so a big move down. But Square, yeah, what can you say? What a move for this thing. 180 in the pre-market available there now. We're up $12 from that, above that high from aftermarket yesterday on earnings. This is GBT, Global Blood Therapeutics, 35%. They reported, again, on a trial that they had going on aftermarket yesterday. Big disappointment there. So back to 39 today. This thing was 59 yesterday, guys. Back to you.
It's about to be the first position here in Uber, guys. It's a little bit of a pullback back towards that 44. It did break up shy of 45 even, but this was the secondary push that you do see here after the open. It was about 43.80, so you can take a bit of a dip at 44, give it to that 43.80 mark. It's not going to be as big risk, of course, in terms of the amount of growth because it is a bit of a pullback after a third move, but I like the level at 43.80. I've seen that exact type of pullback hold a couple of times, so I'm going to be getting into Uber for the first time today, up 5%. But the way the market is going, if you have the right names, they've been continuously moving to the upside, with the exception of the pullback in the EV space. I'll get to XPeng in just a bit of a second here because it's now trending back to the downside after briefly breaking 35.
Guys, we're cooking here like Aaron Rodgers last night on all these positions. Just to give you an update, we are going to be getting out here if this drops down another $1 on Roku. Yeah, what we want to do was celebrate this out right here on EA Sports. A great little short here, out, held the rest for a little bit, and then we got out on that. So that's $1.70 there on EA Sports. So, and this is the thing, man. Like I say, we're going to do this because this is just mood, man. This is the kind of mood that we're in right now. You know, we're sporting the goods right today. The Good Luck sweater is on. I'd rather be trading. I can't even know what side the logo's on. There it is. It's reverse, right, when we're on camera. So, you know, we've got this on. We're feeling pretty comfortable. We have the monster winners on. I'm so happy. Square is my largest. That's going to be a lie. Roku's my largest per net win today. But from a P&L standpoint, Square is right here, man. I just wish I could rewind and have back the last hour because we put on tons of shares here at 185 because we averaged in all the way down. I told you even before the show started that Square was going to be the largest position of the day at 185. It's at 193 right now, guys, Square. So hopefully you still have that position on. That's an $8 winner on my largest position of the week was Square. Down here at 185. I give you the goods and tell you what we're doing. Palantir, this may have just seen its high there at 14. We're going to wait to see. If we crack down below 1350, we'll get out of this Palantir for just a disgustingly huge win on that one. And by the way, guys, CGC still at highs of the day. Look at this long. This may be worth getting out right now, though. 23. If we break through 23, hells to the yeah. What a successful day this has been, Neil. I know you're loving some of these trades.
I'm loving everything here. I mean, it's the only thing that you got to be cautious about. You're seeing a lot of these names that ran to the upside that were the big winners hold strength. You're not seeing an XPeng here, and we're starting to roll over. If I like 35 for a dip buy and I like 36.20 for a dip buy, if it enters this range on weakness, it's going to be a bit of a rollover trade for me. So I haven't shorted XPeng or any of the EV space today, but I'm now looking at it here. And if we cannot break above 36.20 and start to roll over. I'm going to short this price area on XPeng. It was such a, I mean, I was watching the strength of it on my level 2 when it dropped $6.50, and trust me when I tell you, the bid completely evaporated. If I see that happen again, this is the price area I'm going to look to short. It's exactly where I was going long both times, so got to play this to the short side if it rolls over here. Uber, I did just get into that one to the long side. It's a little bit, it's a bit overheated, you might want to say. It's a risk to reward type of idea. If we can hold the top end of this range, I think we'll get a nice little push back into 45, risking about 25 cents. You got to tighten things up a little bit when it's already gone 41 to 45, and you miss that 10% move. So you tighten things up a little bit when it comes to your risk on some of those names. Two shorts are working for us. FTSI, if that holds below $5, we're going to go all the way to 4 on the end of the day, I do believe, rather firmly. There in Mogo, I've been shorting the Canadian content all morning, and that has never really tested against us. Initially, I did think it looked a little bit strong, but once you break the top end of this range and then hold it on a retest at the open, things usually start to work well for you for the short. That's exactly what's happening. It's trying to hold $2. But even then, you're talking, 240 to 2. That's a pretty good return. I have taken most of it off for that reason. If you can get that, you should always take it. If we hold below 2, $1.60 seems like it could be in play. Brendan, what's up?
For a market that is negative currently, I've seen more all-time highs today than I can remember in a long time. This is another one. We talked about this earlier. Cloudflare net, 18% all-time highs again here, right at day highs right now for NET, guys.
Okay, NBT, NBD there on some of these names today. We'll look at those again. EA Sports, we did get in here above that VWAP. That was an order that we didn't have, that we had to get out. Remember we said 116 was going to be our first out. So we're back in this. I do like it because it is breaking back through VWAP, but we're only going to give this a little small move to the downside here. If it does break back down below 116.80 or 115.80, we're going to get out. We're going to try a long here on EA Sports and see if that one wants to come through. But other than that, man, Palantir still, again, man, $14 now. It just touched again. So we'll wait to see what this one wants to do to the high side. But Palantir looking like it wants to continue to make us some money and put that into our account. So, yeah, big time moves upside here. Palantir, $14 and still going. Oh, yeah, by the way, Roku again, all-time highs, and we're still long down here at 238. If that's not a Superman trade, I don't know what is. Roku right now to the moon right here, guys. $14 winner is what it is. Neil getting some orders in there, so apologies, guys. It was just I just missed the turn, and Uber's going to go in the money for me. But I was just talking about XPeng to you guys about trying to catch a bit of a reversal. And look, I'm not used to this stock having as big of a spread as it is. So my reflexes in terms of crossing in and getting in aggressive, I'm going like 5-10 cents at a time, and it's just there's the liquidity on these moves, and it's still a minute chart I'm using. I was trying to catch it short this entire way, chasing it like 40 or 50 cents, which usually to me is like, well, I can't chase any further than that. But you're getting dollar moves like they're nothing on XPeng here. Yeah, I should have been more aggressive in my target range, but the bottom of that range, my last order, 35.20 is where my long was. That was the last I was going to chase it to. You are seeing it come back in. If it does hold below 35, I still think the short is on. The bid just keeps evaporating every now and then on the stock, and someone's trying to stack it here at 85, but I've been watching it just fall off the face of the earth every single time. So XPeng looks like a bit of a sell. Uber, which we did just take into the long trade, this is starting to work up. I just got some out here at 44.30, so we'll quickly take off a 25-cent win. I'll take some more off at 44.50. 75 is the high of day, so goes without saying, we talk about the quarters and 50s all the time. Ho-hum, we're going to keep doing it here. If it breaks the top, watch out. I'm not going long at a high-end break of Uber. It's already made 3 moves, and 45 is right there. Much better at the even dollar than at 44.75. All right. Yeah, we're setting you guys up and lining them down and just knocking them out. EA Sports, we go short, and then now we're like I said, man, this is like bank robbing today. EA Sports to the high side right now for another 40-cent win. Roku still making moves, man. Went to 252. I'm thinking like this is a better out now, 249. So if it comes back down below 249, we're going to get out of this one. Right now, Brendan, small cap recap. Not that we need any recaps of these small caps today. Neil's been pretty good on them. Brendan's been crushing them as well. So Roku here, high side. Let's throw back over to Brendan. 249 is my out, guys.
Hey guys, yeah, a few of them to get through this morning. Let's jump right into things. Mogo, the first one we talked about in the pre-market. If you joined us, I felt like I was chasing this thing all morning long, so I made a bit of a mess of this. Stopped at a sum here, right at the open. Still in a fair bit though, so we'll see what happens. But the reason being, let's talk about that. $3 up here was the level I was looking at on the daily chart. If you go all the way back to August of last year, so the summer of last year, this $3 pivot. Pretty obvious level on the daily chart. So I really wanted this thing a lot higher. So I was kind of anticipating a move to the upside. Never got it. We've just been grinding down ever since. So nice look, though, overall for that MOGO. This one's been nuts all morning. FTSI, very thinly traded. We talked about it in the pre-market, very thinly traded. So be careful with this one. Nice spike on the open to the downside there. The downside there got most of that out, but had to get out. On the reopen of the halt, we're back to day lows, though, for FTSI. Still my best stock today, FTSI. KXIN, the other one. This one has been a little bit relatively weak, a little bit, as far as the EV space is concerned. Above, or it's not really EV space, but Chinese auto anyways. Above the high there, I got out of some, but still holding. KXIN, kind of grinding to the downside, but if you look at the bottom there, volume already drying up on some of these guys. Back over to you.
So the only place that you like volume drying up, I think, is when you're holding some of those shorts. You almost want it to be picking up if you're taking these breakout longs, or at least holding. And that's what I want to show you guys here on an Uber. I did take another exit here at 44, in front of 44.50 as I said I would. So about a 40-cent win there. And it just broke through that 50 mark towards that high of day. I'm going to take a little bit more off if I can get some in the 65 to 70 range. At this point, I'm not going to give it to that 43.80, which was our previous stop. If it breaks down below 44 even, my stop will be basically there. So I can't lose more than like 5 or 6 cents. If we make a jailbreak through the top, I'm not adding at 44.75. I'd rather hold the last bit of my trade into 45 even than add at 44.75. You can see what Uber's already done today. And that's one thing you can do just to avoid FOMO is don't chase too far. It got a good dip buy entry that I liked. Fair enough, but I don't have to continuously trace it even higher just because we didn't get the initial break off the open. It was there, 42. It's even my lucky number, so I should have had it. Wowzers. It's been going crazy. Forgot to do this for you guys. I'm going to show you this one here because KXIN I'm in. It's a day 2 play. We talk about these names on our watch list. We go through them every single day that are going to be good. But what's a recurring theme here? Did Palantir have new news today, Sean? No. No. It's not day 2. It's not day 3. But always pay attention for day 2, day 3 type of moves. If you made money on day 1, you got to go back to the well. This is why we do a video like this for you on our Market Wisdom page. Because go back and take the money. If someone's giving it away, you might as well take it. Day 2, I love those plays just as much as day 1 when they're in play, guys. So let's be real about it. We've got lots to watch here and lots of things that are moving. I do want to remind everybody just very quickly, we're still halted on Biogen. I know there's a call that's going on, I believe still happening right now. When this reopens, I want to be looking at a couple of price levels. It's going to be 325 to 335. Right in the middle of the range is where we halted. If we hold the bottom end of that and the news is positive coming out of that call still, then certainly with the FDA, I want to be a long in front of that position, in front of that price area. Still waiting. It's news related. No idea when Biogen reopens. It could be an hour from now. It could literally be next week.
All right, guys, we're going to do this a little bit early here today because we're just watching CGC and it's fruit salad time. So let's go. There it is. Roll the clips. Let's go a little bit of fruit salad. We got to kick our feet up. Watch out, Valeria. We're going to kick our feet up here today once again. And look, we haven't had clementines in a while, so we're going to go clementines right here. The reason why, look at the screen, guys. CGC right now. We're long down there, 2170. I can't talk and eat at the same time, so we'll put this aside for a minute. Here's the long right here, 2170. We're at 2340 right now on CGC. We are long Roku down here on this break. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome aboard. This is what we do every day. Long here, 238. Follow me on Twitter. Got some good tweets out there right now as well. Follow all of us. 238.50 upside. We're still long on this one. And then, oh yeah, this is not a second day play. This is not even a 10th day play. We've been hammering Palantir every single day. I told you to put this one into your trading account and keep it there for a while. We're long at $9.50. It's at $14. That's Palantir, baby. And today we just absolutely destroyed. Look where we're long. Down here, 12.10. You can't see it, but we're hella long down here at 12.50. So it's nice when you can sit back, relax, have some fruit salad, and just watch the money come rolling through. Brendan, take it, bud.
Cannabis stocks are nuts today. I just saw ACB, 130 million shares on the day. Wow. PS here. This is Pluralsight, IT networking solutions company, earnings as well, aftermarket. Big move down, earnings miss, huge miss. 22%. If you're looking for a little bit of weakness, the market, again, is still red. We're trying to go positive, but all of these stocks making all-time highs, and the market overall still in negative territory, guys.
That's the weird thing. It's like a juxtaposition here. If I wasn't watching the futures, it'd be a different story. I mean, like, I'm watching Uber here. I just got some out in front of the high. Just to reiterate, I'm not gonna add on the top break. I'm gonna try to hold through if we break 44.75. But we just took some out there. It's in the 60s, as I mentioned that I would. So we get the 60-cent winner on Uber. That's like the third break Uber has had today. It's absolutely crazy, guys. Some of these moves up to the upside, and how the market is just now breaking 3,500 on the ES. Seems a bit nuts, but that means there are some stocks that are falling. To go back to another one here, I sort of mentioned to you guys there was that break on FTSI. Now I could have got FOMO and chased this one. I said 475 breaks. I want it short. You saw the flush. I missed the trade. I waited for it to come back, so I end up with exactly the same position that I would have wanted anyways. 473. Yeah, I could have chased it and been short at 450. I saved myself 25 pennies. So when I'm getting out at 450, some of it, I'm making 25 cents instead of a flat trade. This is not the kind of day where you feel like you got to chase prices. The action is so good, it'll come back to you on most of these stocks if you're confident. So I am back into FTSI finally. Only short so far today. So far it's holding. But this 450 level, if it finally goes and holds below, I think $4 has been the target all along. Let's see if we can't get it.
You know what else is hilarious? Like, this is how you know that the day just keeps, is going to be huge, and how I have like completely the right reads on absolutely everything other than holding. Like, I told you about going long through EA Sports, right? So we go short, short, short. This is a long off this VWAP break. Yeah, that would now be another $2.50 in the money. We didn't take it because we didn't believe in it, but there's a great call there. Not only, emotional, having a great time with you guys here on the show, but also putting hopefully a lot of money into your pockets, guys, here. I mean, look at EA Sports, just keeps going upside there, and it just wants to just climb, climb, climb. Great trade, short, out, long, out, and then Square, the biggest trade of the month. For me, just keep the last couple months here, 185, all the way to the upside, 195 right now. So that one just keeps on going. And then CGC, I'm debating getting out of this one, but it just, like Brendan just said, man, it just keeps on climbing out of the high side. I'm hella long this again in an investment account, but I cannot believe the kind of moves that's been happening today, including ACB as well. Your boy should have been on this one, but I'm not. And yeah, just what a great move here. Short these to your peril today, guys. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't touched ACB to the short side, and after yesterday, I don't plan on... You know what, I shouldn't say that, because there's always some kind of condition that I'm not foreseeing that I'd short it in the afternoon or something, but I've made 2 plays. If there's a mistake that was made today, it's unquestionably the worst decision I made was trailing out of ACB, and then not noticing that exact same breakout price, this 865 area, then holds on a pullback. This is exactly how we attacked XPeng. You look at these support areas, that's how I have attacked Uber today. That's why I got the long that I have. And then there was the same opportunity in ACB, and it is headed towards $10. And normally, I'd be doing this, which is going, scrolling down to see if there's a bunch of size here at 10 even to short in front of. I see 100,000 shares on the offer, but Brendan just told you, 135 million. Guess what 100,000 shares is? Nothing. ACB will chew through that like butter. If this was lunchtime, maybe I would consider that. If it was the afternoon, I'd definitely be standing in front of that train and looking to scalp off of it. At 10:30, the way it's going up, not going to do it. Brendan, what's up?
I just realized we don't seem to have this in our system. Hub. Oh no, it's Hubs. HUBS. Another cloud name. Yeah, there we go. A little bit thinly traded, expensive stock here, but yet another one that reported earnings and is at all-time highs today. So not a lot of volume on this, but a cloud name, 17%, earnings aftermarket, all-time highs. Valeria is watching what is going on over in Europe this morning. About an hour left in the session over in Europe. V, what's going on?
Hey Brandon, Italy and France posted a record number of coronavirus cases, so European shares are lower today. Eurocosmetics debuted in Milan Exchange and down more than 4%. Back to you.
Great stuff. We'll update Europe again coming up at 11, guys.
Yes, sir, and not a European name, obviously. FTSI. Like I said, I'm going to get a few more shares out here. This is the last exit that it'll either be going back above $5, and I'll probably cover it at that point, or we're going to get this flushed down to 4 like I talked about. So the last exit we'll take here in between, I guess I should put it. So we're now sort of on cruise control in this name. We're in cruise control in KXIN and Mogo. Uber, on the other hand, we'll see what happens, but it is starting to pull back in. So it's worth noting you already had a break at 42 that gave you a $2 move. This is another play to the upside. If it breaks the high, fair enough, but you got to start thinking about when it's going to level off. And if we get a consolidation around that high of day this far up, I would definitely dump the position and then look for a breakout. We'll just take the profit and run away. It hasn't quite made that move for me just yet, but if we now start to chop in a 20 or 30 cent range, I would just duck out for profit on Uber long at 44, take 40 or 50 cents, whatever it might be, and then look for that second play, which might be a lunchtime breakout, or maybe even a retracement off of this 44.75 high. I would love 45 a heck of a lot better. That goes without saying. We like those even dollars.
All right, update. So we just did get out of our Roku there, breaking back down through 250. So that's a $12 winner there. And Roku now takes over Square as my #1 stock of the day. So that's why this is an absolutely fantastic day today. I just wish, like Square, if we still had it, would be absolutely monstrous, but we don't, so we got to drop that talk. But still, I'm still celebrating it because of the shares that we had and the risk and how we gave it to you. And again, to me, making winners, I know it's not easy, but I have 18 years experience. And I'm really glad that you guys are with us. I know a lot of you traders do as well, as we've had guest traders on the show that have been very impressive. So yeah, hopefully you guys can watch this and see what we're doing and even adjust some of your trading styles to add stuff to your toolbox like what Neil and I are doing. Square right here could break down low, 193.74, so I am looking for that break a little bit as well. We'll try it. Let's look at it on a 3-minute chart. I don't really necessarily want to go too hard into this. Oh, by the way, those of you that said the wife is now shopping for a pool and a hot tub, I just got an email about a wine I need to pick up after work, so we'll have to go get that. It's a Merlot. I know Brendan definitely, Neil too. I mean, we're all into wine, so Merlot, a nice one here. I don't know. We'll see if
get
it's
a
Canadian.
Barolo. Have a good steak and
Canadian
get a Barolo.
content.
Man.
Yeah, she's cooking everything up like crazy.
What are you guys eating?
I don't know. Last
okay.
night it was a moussaka, which was actually pretty good last night. So shout out to that. I think tonight.
Don't call moussaka
tonight is like a
lasagna around
sausage
Brendan.
paella. She's currently making sausage paella. It's kind of like a risotto, though. I think I'm going to find out if it's paella or risotto tonight. But it's a sausage something. I love you. Thank you for feeding this belly and creating the dragon within. So let's wait to see here. This is 193.78 here on the downside as Palantir looks still at $14 in the face. This has been a fantastic.
I only eat paella if it's from Estelle Costanza. If you know that reference, then you're either really old or, you know what, the interesting thing about Seinfeld is I have a million Seinfeld quotes in my head. I never watched a single episode of that show when it was in its actual run. I've seen the whole thing, and it was all in syndication after. Brendan, what do you have for us, buddy?
Zillow, guys, the real estate site. My chart is slow to load, but here we go again. ZG, yeah, on the NASDAQ, 15% here. You can see they reported aftermarket. This is not all-time highs, but 52-week highs. Another one very, very strong today. Not a lot of volume, but super strong for ZG, guys.
Want to be sick. We made a video. We shot an educational video yesterday about post-earnings plays, and I had Zillow on my list. And I'm not going to complain because everything I've traded today that I'm up on, but this probably was the biggest missed opportunity for me. It was certainly going to be that buy the dip play. This is the one I liked, similar to Qualcomm. It's not a stock that I normally trade, so it was a bit of a missed shot here. You got fantastic consolidation, you sort of holding pre-market levels, and then the dip hold right here at 112 where the players dwell, and then it's obviously gonzo here. So it's a good one. It's running up to 120. I'm going to try and stay away from it. You don't want FOMO to get in the way, guys. Certainly a bit of a missed shot for me. Not a missed trade was FTSI, and this is this sort of thing. I try to holler at you guys every single time to say, if you're an active trader, don't hold through halts. Look, yes, I could have held my short through the halt, and it ultimately would have gone a little bit against me and whatever. It's going to give you another shot. If a stock is in play and it's on 5 million shares like FTSI, just get back in. Don't throw away your day if it goes parabolic up. Allow it to come back, consolidate, calm down, find a good entry price. Now it's headed down to $4 like we thought it would. I'd much rather, like 1 time out of 10, miss the second re-entry than have that ruin my entire day. And trust me, if FTSI, with this kind of liquidity, had gone parabolic while you're holding a short and there's multiple halts to the upside and you're not just getting it out, well, guess what? You ruined your Friday. Now you're not partying like everybody else is because of one losing trade. Never let one stock ruin your day. That's why I was saying I'm getting out no matter what on the reopen. And the only mistake I made here was that I had to set up my key on the Amex for the market on open. I should have had that prepared. That's a bit of a fail. I've been doing this way too long not to have a key set up at this point.
Yeah, and again, that's part of the game, guys. Sometimes we miss some of these things. I was looking at Square possibly for a breakout through 195. I may just leave this alone. We've already made the money on Square. I just wish we would have held it high side even more. Roku was a good out here. That's $12 winner to the upside on the last third of that trade. We take $1, then we take $3, and then we take $12. So you can see all the, what we're doing at the bottom there. We still are long, man, and long and strong right now with this position here. CGC just keeps on rolling, man. 21.77. We're still long to the high side on this name. And then Palantir still staring 14 in the face. It popped last time to 14.12. I don't even really know what to say about this one. It just keeps on making that money. Another call we made was AMD down to 76. I know my man Rob has that. We're up to $84. And so there you go again. Like, it's always nice making money with the production team as well. They work so hard here. So nice to have a little win there for Rob on this one. We bought AMD. Why? And again, I thought they had the best report. When they got hit on that, didn't make any sense to me. They bought Xilinx. I thought that was a great buy as well. So down here, 74, 75, that's where we picked it up. And now we're accelerating to the upside here. I told Rob that maybe we'd get some out at 90, but the real high here is like 86, 87. So Rob, if you want about like a 20% return, 87 may be a good little target on that one. 20% in 4 days ain't too bad, but if you had marijuana stocks, then you're having way higher percentage gain than that. Just alone here, just on my trade alone, you're up like 10% on this one. So watch this right here, 21.70, still making moves to the high side, and everything making moves now. On NEO, we're still positive on NEO. NEO is actually a very big stock for us today, but we did miss again. This is the same thing I did yesterday. Consolidation around VWAP, and then a break of that. We should have looked at that and gone long, but yeah, I'm running out of vocal cords right now. As it's 10:40, it's been a super busy week, so that's why we keep on with the Hydration Nation. Keep drinking this one. We're at 11 a.m. already, and it says, remember your goal. So the goal is to get all this, and it says, come on. There's a couple little reminders on there. So we say a big shout out to Hydration Nation, and thank you to Rob for creating this one. CGC now $2 in the money. EA Sports has been huge for us today. Everything. And you can see the numbers at the bottom. Take it away, Neil.
Yeah, and look, we finally got this breakdown. I just tweeted this one out for you guys. $4 was the next target on FTSI, and as it continues to grind down, I just see the volume just die, and liquidity's not there. So, why not hang on to it? At 480 was my re-entry price, so I just took out a 74-cent win on this name, and I'm going to hold through 4 even. Instead of taking it off, let's see if we can't get a clean dollar off this. It's worth remembering where this stock came from. I mean, it was $3.27 for days in a row before this gap up. And if it wants to give everything back, who am I to stand in the way of it? Brendan, what's up?
Another earnings report here. Fluidigm, FLDM medical equipment maker, almost 7% there, just popped up. You can see volume coming in here above 730. We're pulling back a little bit, but looks like earnings were better than expected for FLDM as well, guys.
So like ACB is going nuts, but if I could find it, I should go back and find this tweet and retweet it out. Like, we talked about it back down here, man. Actually, it was in September. This is the daily chart. Yeah, it was actually back in September when they first started with the election and some of the election debates. And we noticed, and I was just like, you know what? Marijuana obviously is on the docket. And that was at $4 or $5. So now you're up to 11. So again, just congratulations to everybody that's been on that one. Look at CGC, the same thing. It just looks better on CGC. It was right here, September 25th or so, $14, $15. It's not a double. But if you wanted that one, the other pick I gave you guys was TrueLeave, which I think is TRUL over here on the CSE. That was another name here. I'm hella long this one in the teens, so that was a good trade for us again. This was down to 24, now up to 33. And the other one was GRWG. This one's not popping today, but I do GRWG on the NASDAQ, I guess, isn't it? Yeah, there it is. This is Grow Generation. So we gave this one again, same kind of talk back down here, and it was back around this level right here, $15 up to 23. You guys all remember this one because I called it the Home Depot of marijuana growth. So there you go, 24.24, Grow Generation brands. I really, really hope you guys have that. Yeah, True Leaf. I see that on here again. That's another good one. They're over there on the OTC markets or in Canada as well. So True Leaf, good one, President Goyim. You should be president of the United States. Tilray, you know what? I like Tilray, but I honestly do not like. By the way, if you're in Aurora right now, I do not like that long term. I don't like the growers as much as I like some of these other names because we had that, what was it, Mendocolo, the Colombian grower.
Mendocana?
And I don't know. But they were doing it at 4 cents a gram. Okay, so, if you're growing weed at 4 cents a gram, that's not the right business to be in because, you're just going to get cannibalized. It can't be that cheap, guys. Look at ACB just still climbing. Look at CGC. Look at Palantir. Everything rocking and rolling. Brendan, that looks like a crazy mixed board. Sector watch time.
Yeah, it's been a few days since we've had basically a flat market. We are negative, but only 1/4%. We've been enjoying 2+% gains for the past few days. So, yeah, pretty mixed here. We have earnings to cover, and anything that's relatively big here, you can see probably an earnings report. Wanted to point out T-Mobile, they're up 6% on earnings. EA Sports, we talked about 7.8% to the downside after an earnings miss. So this is the communications group overall, and they are positive, but only just because of these three. Everything else pretty red in this group. Going to be a theme here. You can see tech stocks positive, but only just because of this one, and this one. NLOC, DXC, and LDOS all down 2% there following earnings reports. But MSI, JKHY, and then you have basically the entire semiconductor group adding strength to that. So tech stocks are leading the way to the upside. Healthcare stocks are positive as well. Again, only just. CI to the downside. We have a few other ones here. Humana, ANTM, ALGN, Mylan here, 2% to the downside. Regeneron, 2.5% to the downside. So MTD and CVS helping to offset that, but basically break even to only just positive for healthcare stocks. Way over in the corner, consumer staples you can check out as well. There is some positivity coming from that group. Material stocks as well. FCX had a big day going back to Tuesday or Wednesday, I want to say, after earnings. ALB 4.8% as well after earnings there in the materials group. Wanted to mention, yeah, here we go. The transportation group and the industrial sector, all of the airlines decently negative once again today. So UAL, AAL, Love, Alaska, Dow 1.8% to the downside. So airlines are leading to the downside. UPS here 1.25% higher. Overall, about 0.25% in negative territory. Guys, back over to you.
All right, just me right now. Okay, we're going to continue to watch some of these names. We just took Aurora finally. Very, very small. We're already, look at this trade here on CGC, guys. Again, I just hope that you are all with this on this with us, man. A big, big win here on CGC. Long 21. It's at 24.25 right now, guys. CGC is at 24.25. This is a $3 win right here on CGC, guys. Palantir, by the way. What do you want to do? Let's just do hot dogs for everybody because, yeah, you're right, Golf Scratch, right there. Palantir is just an absolute monster. $12. And I said to Greg, what are we going to do if we wake up and it's at $16? I know Greg will remember me saying that. And we're not too far away. 14, 15. I may just get out of this and buy that wine for the wife here today. I don't need that much to do that. But Palantir blowing through 14 and just saying adios amigos, heading to the upside on that one. So what a big blast that was, man. Palantir just keeps on going. I took an embarrassment. There we go. We're out. We tried a 12 breakdown ACB. No, rejects it. I may just get out of this canopy. I don't know where, but this could fall back. I cannot believe how good CGC is going, man. This has just been such a great day. Snapchat going as well. Where's my Twitter? I dumped some Twitter at 47 on earnings, so maybe we have to get back into that one now. But it's still down at 44, up nothing today compared to its friend El Snapo Chato, up almost 7% off a crazy run, man. What a day this has been. Palantir's now $2 in the money. Give me a break. This has been amazing, guys.
What's crazy to me here, Sean, is I'm about to tell you the most disappointing stock for me right now is one that's just sliding in the money, and it's Mogo. And I just took some off because anytime I see this, it's not exactly at $2, but it's broken $2 twice to go to $1.95 and then come right back up. And it's a very ever so slight upward trend. It's got 50 million in volume. Now, when I came in, I felt like this was going to be a little bit stronger. At least it felt like it was going to be a little bit stronger. And it was sort of a muted test at this level here at 273. I think Brennan had talked about liking it at a higher level. This one has the makings for a break in the afternoon, and if it does, guys, I'm going to be gone if it breaks 220. I'll take the 10% on the last of my position for a return, and if this goes through that 275, it looks like it could be a bit of a long in the afternoon.
Yeah, I hear Greg going, wow, Palantir, yeah, Gary, get up, walk around, take a break. Palantir is just ding, 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 and running the money through the wash today as Palantir, man, cleaning up. Needless to say here, as this just keeps on Rip City like mad here on Palantir. I said CGC might be a good time to get out of this one. If we break down below 23.67, we sure as hell will. This has been a great run here. Let's get out of this one if we can. But what a great run this has been today for us. And yeah, it's so happy to, I mean, look, I love the weekend, but it is kind of sad. The run that I've been on this whole week has been absolutely incredible. We not only did we hit our goal at 940, but now we've tripled it. So to talk about this being a big day, Valeria, is a mistake. It's a monster day. So I want to give another happy birthday shout out to Valeria. Never looked better for 53. Brendan, what's up?
She's not 53, Sean. Come on. Cody here, guys. Another one from the watch list, still in positive territory, 14%, but we are struggling at 380. 380, yeah, acting as a bit of resistance. We got to 410. Earnings on COTY as well, better than expected, guys.
A new stock alert here, and it's the first time, apologies here, in my chart, not loading on the 15-minute there, having an issue with my Nikola chart, so I'll just go to the 1 minute and maybe adjust it manually here to the 15 so you can see what I was trying to get at. Nikola making a bit of a bounce, and when I say a bit of a bounce, strong, I guess, $1.50 move to the upside. I'm watching to see this level here. It's about like 20 and change. We had one failed breakthrough at the open and then snap right back down. If we roll over on Nikola, I like this short. I'm looking for a couple of names that might be overheated if the market starts to go back down. Nikola just going towards positive territory, that $20 as well. So if we get a rollover on Nikola, it's the first time I've traded it in maybe a week or two, but it just popped up on my radar. So have a look at this one. If it does fail to break through this high, that 20 to 2020, look for this one on the rollover, guys. Nikola on board.
All right, we're just putting some more content out for you guys, and we'll just say some rocket ships here. And it's like it's actually 4x daily goal met already today. So look, I say this all the time to everybody, and like, you know, if you're paying for a service, I mean, that's fantastic. Congratulations on that one. I hope you've learned a lot. And that's really just what I'm trying to do here, and what we're all trying to do is just give you guys reasons why we're getting into positions, where we're getting in. Like this trade on Canopy was at 9 o'clock. As soon as we broke this high, I got in 21.75. So again, early bird gets the worm. That's 9 o'clock on that one, right? NEO, the same thing, man. We were long early. This is 8:30 long NEO at 41.55. It's at $43. Then we take a long there again. So that's a good trade. I've been loving Palantir for weeks on end. We get into this one right off the open, and we do the same play, right? I'm going to take off executions here if I can, because I just want to show you guys where we come from and what this trade means to me. Okay, here we go. I'll put it down to a 1 minute so I can break it down. The show, you know, again, because of education, I'm going to do this. We wait for it to break the top, right? Once it does that, we go hella long right here at 12.50. That's given us a monster win, and like I said, 4 times our daily goal. When we notice this dip, though, early, we get long down here at 08s or something. We'll put the execution back on, but we'll figure out where I think it was 08s because we went down as low as 05 or 03 there. So we get long, breaks through VWAP, and then we execute again long here and enjoy it all the way back up. So, I mean, again, you got to let some stocks settle down. Pick the ones that you like, watch those, and then go. And then on Square, we gave this one to you. This was my heaviest trade all month, was a long at 185. And what we actually wound up doing was put the executions back on for you here. It looks like a mess because we had so many shares that I just wanted to get out. But down here, 184, we averaged in. If I liked 185, we took it there. Then we took it again at 184. Then we took it again at 183.50. Small, small, small. It actually didn't open for 3 or 4 minutes. Once it did, man, the rocket boost came in. We took more at 185. We took more at 187. And you can see what's happened there. And these are the best trades, but not even my best ones. Let's go over to Brendan now for the most important thing. All this doesn't matter if money doesn't talk to you. So let's go.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. Let's check out foreign exchange land and see how things are shaping up today. We were mentioning the past couple of days after the election, we had a big pullback in the US dollar again. 3-month lows today for the USD, so a lot of these going to be higher. The euro up 0.5%, the Canadian dollar back to just 0.1%. It was about 0.3% early on. 76.70 right now for the CAD. British pound is kind of teetering, break even to slightly lower. A few economic releases in the UK this morning. Same story with Australian dollar back to the downside. Jobs numbers in Australia overnight, not great. New Zealand dollar is higher, you can see. I wanted to point out this one, Ethereum. We've been talking about Bitcoin all week long. Yeah, another 1.3% for Bitcoin. 15,400 now. But Ethereum playing catch up today, 6%, or it was 6%, back to 440 here, 439, 440, which is kind of in line with these highs from way back when. So we did break 420 going back to early on this morning, straight to 440. So watch 450 and this kind of 440 area on Ethereum if you're watching it. But yeah, 6% today, guys, for Ethereum. Back over to you.
Thank you, Brendan. You're going to see that Mogo is up 40% on the day, but let's put it into context. It has just given back. Now, as it breaks to even, of course, that's going to mean it's given back a 20% move. I did take some off there on the southbound side, so $1.90 out. It'll be the 50-cent win that we were talking about. And then my last target is going to be down at 165. That's what I've been looking at all morning long. So I'm just going to rest an order in there. It feels like, and I mentioned this, if we break to even, I think we're going to be good to go to just sort of calmly take this retracement. At one point, Mogo did look strong. The break of the two has definitely changed that sentiment. Just a testament to the idea that just because you missed the initial move, and I think it'll bode well for if Sean wants to show his chart on Palantir one more time after this. I think there's always consolidations higher. So if you still like something, you think it's going to continue to go, it doesn't mean that you can't play a bigger move up. Maybe you wait for a dip on Uber here at 44, or you take a secondary break at 43.80. Either one looking like they're going. As I mentioned, I'm going to hang on to this trade as it tries to go to 45 even. So I know it just made another breakout at 44.75. I'm looking for it to test 45 even and then hang on. Maybe give it a trailing stop through 44.75 in the event that 45 goes, and then just see how far it goes. I have no idea how far Uber can run here. That's why I want to hang on to a bit of this trade just to see. It's already up like $4.50 from bottom to top here in the pre-market. Let's see if it can't go more. We're in the money. Might as well hang on, guys.
Yeah, no, Neil, I hate talking about Palantir and showing the Palantir chart, so I don't think I'll do that. Psych! Palantir 20.
That's the level I was talking about. That see that consolidation. That's what I was sort of talking about. You can always take that as well, right?
Yeah, you can. I don't know. I've just been enamored with this. We could have taken it on any of these breaks. We're still long down here, so 12.53. We did get out, and it's just one of those things where I'm huge in my trading account, like my swing account that I trade with on the side for longer term trades. Obviously, I said swing account, so that's what that is. And then now here we go up to $15, and I really thought it was a pipe dream when we were talking about that the other day with Greg. But yeah, you could have took it on this 14 break. You could also take it. Oh, sorry, this is the 14 break. You could have taken it at the 14.60 break. 15. This is why I'm not doing it. Like, I'm already in the money, $3. Like, I have back-to-back $3 winners on right now. CGC, this is in the money, $3. Long 21.77. So there it is, 24 at Jade. You can see the tick right there. You see it on the bottom. And then Palantir long, that's $3 in the money on a $10 name. So yeah, it just keeps on ripping to the high side here. Haven't done much as far as Bitcoin goes. I did see Ethereum ripping to the high side there. Maybe we could check out some Riot blockchain, RIOT. This is an equity name that you could trade off of Bitcoin news. And look, this is what I mean.
Yeah, I don't like
down 2.3%. What was Bitcoin? I don't know, Neil, if you remember, or maybe Brendan remembers, what was Bitcoin up or down today? Or was it really just Ethereum? Up 1.2.
Still up.
Okay. So Riot, a little bit different here from Bitcoin today.
You know what? And I've tried. Like, I don't like trading in Riot when you're making those plays, and it's just I haven't found it's been the best vehicle. We can look at GBTC over in the pink sheets, and I think that's a little bit better than looking at Riot blockchain. I just want to come back over to. I'll go to Uber in a second. There was a buyer at 44.79. I don't know how much I trust that bid. It's not the reason why I'm going to hold through, but if it moves it through 45, I won't complain. It just looked a little suspect in my opinion. KXIN, I'm going to get to this one. It's down towards my target. I'm going to go ahead and take a few more shares off. I mean, this thing closed at 377 yesterday, and I talked about the higher time frame look here. This was the afternoon bottom, 350. So I'll take one more leg out in front of it. If that breaks, I really do think that we could be headed all the way down to 310. So KXIN, I'm still short here at 408. This failure was a fantastic one. It definitely shook some people out at 420, and that's why I got more shares on the way back down at 410. So a good one. I think it's an easy peasy. Hang on to this one. If it breaks back above 4, you can always cover it. From here, it looks like it's going to be a good short. But if 350 goes, there is another move that could happen. That was a big level in the afternoon yesterday, so if that breaks, that's a new trade that you could certainly take. I'm already in it, so I won't be doing that, but I'll be hanging through a 350 break, guys.
Okay, I just adjusted the stop here on CGC because remember, guys, I told you that Weed Batman would be in the building today. And yeah, you can pay for a couple ounces right now with this trade as we're going high side on Weed Canopy. Giving it to 24.30 or so here would be the break on that one. So yeah, it's 16% hello to the high side there, going up, up, and away. So hopefully you guys have that. We do have a stop spot for that. Okay, so here we go. I don't want to get out of Palantir, guys, but honestly, this has been such a huge run. It looks like we're consolidating a bit here at 15. On a break of 15, we'll get some more shares, but for right now, if we come back to this level, I'm going to get out 1460. So if 1460 breaks, let's just get out of Palantir. It's 11 o'clock. I mean, this is already a monster day. We're at 4 times our daily goal. So Palantir, just what a big trade for us here today. And like I said, not that we're getting exhausted, but we're almost done our fruit salad. We got some cantaloupes in there and some strawberries. So that's been good for us today. So Palantir, 1460 is going to be an out, 1459. And then we'll take a little bit more. Small tester long, small and petite tester at 15. What's up, Beep?
Fiverr International, another one here, just saw it all-time highs. FVRR, no earnings. This is not an earnings report, but did get a couple of upgrades today. FVRR, another software online company, 8.5%. Just broke 190, guys.
And out just in time in Uber, guys. I wanted to quickly show this one to you, but I didn't want to just really interrupt there. But a massive offer was at 45 even on Uber. I'm going to dip out every single chance. I'm not going short, and I know it's 11 o'clock, and sometimes you start looking at those movers up and take a short off an even dollar level. I'm not there yet because you are seeing such a, I mean, it's obvious the strong trend. And we're not testing VWAP on retests here. We're making some fantastic higher lows. But I see that level, that kind of size. It was 4 times as large as the bid that I didn't believe in, that was at 44.79. So I just sell it here. We'll take the 90-cent win and walk away. I'll remember to cancel my stop orders. So if it breaks 44, I'm not going short. If it retests and that size is there or bigger, maybe closer to noon, I would maybe jump into a quick little scalp short. The idea being there, you just sort of, if it gets to 45 even, I'd be short in like the 94, 95, 96 range, risk about 5 pennies, and then try to make like 10, 15, 20. If you have direct market access, you're going to do that. If you don't, that's not the type of trade that's going to excite you. We can get paid to trade, getting rebates and that sort of thing. So I would look to do that at lunchtime at 45, as long as that size seller is still there. $250,000 the first time. If it's any bigger, for sure, I'll jump in front.
Okay, guys, we're watching Bitcoin falling just a little bit here. So we did take some GBTC short here at 15 and getting out at 07. So that's a good little play there. Oh, okay. As the market tumbles down, I guess that's because Biden probably going to be announced the winner, it looks like soon. So that's coming back to, I mean, announced. Who knows what that means? I'm just seeing some tweets here about that, so I'm going to assume that that's probably what's creating this market volatility right now to the downside. So we're going to watch out for that one. But right here, Canopy still moving to the upside, and we got out of our Palantir, guys. What a great out that was, 14.59. Give it to us, Val. European update.
European shares are mixed at this hour. US election and coronavirus are in focus. Britain is up 0.4%. Germany is down 0.43%. France is down 0.26%. And Switzerland is up 0.18%. Richemont is a big mover today after a strong earnings report. That's all with Europe, and I'll keep you updated. Back to traders.
Thank you very much, Valeria. Always have to watch what's going on across the pond. Why not? Of course, at Day Trade the World, we can trade just about everything. I mean, like I always try to say, like I never remember how many markets it is, so I just say that it's basically every market you can think of. I said this wouldn't age well, and it was going to be true if it was a mistake that I made. It was certainly the trail on ACB and then not buying the dip. If you look at this pullback off of a $12 even break, now that is a significant 10% retracement plus. You now make another run. If it holds the higher low, or sort of the lower high off of 12 even, I mean, the flush could be coming in. It's the first time I'm actually looking at a short position in ACB, and it's got to consolidate and hold this lower high and then start to fall off here. So no break of 12, first condition. Get below this 1160, maybe even 1150, and then give it to whatever the high it made, or 12 even, not the high of the day. That would be the structure I'd look to put on an ACB. I've been basically waiting for some actual selling to come in and for some volume to taper off. Those two conditions are met. I will at least think about shorting it now. So if we do break down from here and don't make a new run at the high of the day, I'm going to look for a little bit of short here in ACB. Be careful. Obviously, shorts have been getting crushed. That's why I've stayed away from it so far this morning.
All right, guys. Okay, we're just previewing this out. I think we got to get out of some of our Palantir trades here if we can. We are out of it already. On Palantir, and we just got to the high side. We dipped down as low as 14 there. Little scary on that dip downside. We'll see what that means, but for right now, we're looking to get out of some of our longer term positions there with Palantir. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how far this one wants to go. But for right now, the market comes to pull back in there a little bit and then rips back to the high side. So not 100% sure what that move was. I did say that maybe it was a potential Biden win, but that's looking more and more likely anyways. So I don't know if that's what that was, but the market did pull back and then came back in. I mean, it was just such a steep decline there. I mean, it wasn't that much, but we gave back about an hour or so there. I know Brendan maybe has something. What's up, B?
Yeah, there's a few numbers that just came in from Arizona that were kind of emphasizing what you're just saying, that Biden was still ahead in Arizona, so that could have been it. There was also a headline I saw that Germany was classifying a whole bunch of places over in Europe as high risk when it comes to COVID-19 because of spiking cases. So yeah, a number of things just coming out there right at 11 o'clock, guys, when we got that spike to the downside.
All right, so makes sense.
I said my worst mistake was going to be the dip buy or the consolidation on ACB. Now it turns out it was. I could have maybe just started to put this trade on while I was explaining it, but in ACB. But we also had to pay for shorts, and literally next to nothing. They're almost near free for us. I wasn't prepared properly there, and you get a bit of a rollover, exactly like we were talking about. It just gave you about an 80-cent move. Certainly that would have been profitable for me. I'd probably still have half of it, but man, if it didn't just hold an 11 even break, and look how strong that's going to be. I see a flush like that, consolidation, then another push down that cannot hold 11. It still looks strong, but it's still setting up for another short trade. Obviously, I missed that first one. I hope somebody caught that. It was a fantastic one on ACB. But if we still hold below 11.75.12, I think there could be another push. just watch out. That 11 break couldn't be sustained whatsoever, and that just shows you how strong this name has been, and the volume is through the roof. The algos might have control of this one, and if that's the case, tread lightly. Make sure you have hard stops. I won't even have area stops on ACB if I take a short. It'll be a hard stop for me every single time.
Okay, yeah, we're still waiting. Get this out of here as an attachment. We're still waiting for this to snap right here, and we will get out once it does for a $3 winner here on CGC. So our stop is 24.24. So we're getting pretty close to that off of a 2360 long. Sorry, 2360 long. No, there it is. Oh, we're out there. Sorry, I was confusing my position. There was 2180 long right there, and we just got out of cannabis. So watch out there as that keeps going to the downside. I think Niels, you got a good one there on.
I don't have it
on the short. Oh, you
Thanks
don't
for reminding me.
Oh, okay, I thought you just said you were getting the short. You were trying to get the pay for shorts. That's what it was. But why don't you go to Canada, man?
Well, okay, see, this is the other mistake that I made. This is true as well. We can actually short it in Toronto, and I wouldn't have had to pay for the shorts. I could have quickly flipped symbols. It was all in the heat of the moment, and I know that's on me. But I'm not chasing it here. This is my entry was going to be up around that 60 to 75 area. I'm not chasing it all the way down. You can't do that to yourself, and that's the easiest way to throw away a profitable day. Literally the only negative position I have, the only negative stock I have is, and Brendan mentioned this one in the morning. It was, I don't know why I haven't traded it, SMLP. I actually got in and out of a short trade for flat, waiting for it to get some crazier action. It then makes the break of $1, which I think Brendan talked about being a good one, and it just hasn't looked back. There's just been no reason not to be short this retracement play, except for the fact that somehow I'm not. And it's not as sexy, but it gave you a 15 to 20% return without having to bat an eye. It's a good one. I'm going to try not to overtrade ACB. I might have missed the first short. There might be a second one coming. I'm not going to be able to predict the future here, but it just held 11 again. If it makes a run through the high of the day, or sorry, a run through this 11.75 to 12 area, watch for it to make another push through the high of the day. And at that point, I'd be waiting for another turn. This has been a muted one. I know $1 looks fantastic on it, but try to remember it's already put in like a $5 move from yesterday. Actually, a $6 move from yesterday. So $1 is nice, but it's not gigantic at this point, guys. You got to put things into perspective. 1,000,000%. This will be a day 2 or day 3 play when we come up next week. We try to give you guys educational content. You do see us talk through our thought process every single time, but we also have our Market Wisdom page where you can learn a little bit more in depth about what we're looking at. And in terms of day 2 plays, we're talking about things that maybe have earnings, positive news, or just up or down, 10, 20, 30%, 100% for reasons or maybe no reason at all. Check them out on the second day. Understand how to play them and why you want to look at those on our Market Wisdom page. That's a video we're dropping. We always try to take requests. So if you have something you want us to cover on that page, throw it in the chat, tweet at any one of us, or just let us know in the comment section of one of the videos that we do release. That's the one. I love these day 2, day 3 plays. ACB, the entire cannabis space, obviously has been in play for a while, but certainly there's a few names today that you're going to want to watch. Like look at Peloton, crazy mover. We're going to be watching that on Friday or on Monday, even though we missed it today.
Okay, yeah, got some Palantir out there, 1440. So yeah, if you're long with us, guys, for the longer term trades, you may want to look at getting out right now. If you're long with me at $9, $9.50, take a $14.50 and fly out of that for now. Earnings next Thursday on Palantir. So my bullish case still stands, and we will figure out what wants to happen with that stock. Again, the biggest, it's 11.08 right now. We can review some of our trades. Square still upside here. The biggest trade of the day was on Square. Oh, let's check out CCL here. 13. This was another name that I wanted earlier on. I wrote it down on my old list here. Like, here we go. Like, this is EA Sports, 17 to the downside. You can see Square, 185 with some notes there. Peloton, we didn't look at. CCL there. GoPro, Roku, look at that long 240 we liked it at. We got it lucky enough to get it at 240 or 238. Wow, Roku. Like, again, This don't lie, right? Join us at 9 o'clock when I give you all of these plays, the magic plays, man, coming through at 9 o'clock. So you can join us there. Roku gave you 240. I got a little spicy with it and got some 238.50s, and that just rips to the high side, 251. We talked about Square with the marks there. That was a monster trade as well. Look at the futures, man. Upside surprise if you're long anything. Congratulations. Microsoft, I may consider dumping some of that as well. We picked some up at 201 the other day, and I'm going to do a check-in on my friend over here. Oh, Robbie, you're long AMD at 76, my friend. I may dump some after the show, so up to you what you want to do, but you're welcome for, that's $9 on 76, so I can't do the math, but whatever that return is, not bad on a couple days. Did I hear Brendan?
11.8.
Yes, Uber, guys, Uber 7.25%. Another one from the watch list. Join us, guys, at 9 o'clock every single morning. We talk about all of these. $45 here on Uber. It's been broken a couple of times already, but seems to be a bit of a seller at 45, 7% after earnings, guys.
Yeah, there was the size seller. It came back up there. There was no growth, and then it immediately broke through. That's why no short for me off that 45 area. I did take it out in front the first time, but this is not, it's not a breakout just yet. It's really starting to test. There's been a couple of pullbacks into this 70 to 75 area here. So if it can sustain these, I think there's another push that could, I mean, it's crazy to think that there could be, but there is a possibility of another push that comes up, and maybe waiting for like a 45.10 or so was a prudent thing to do. Or maybe testing like a 44.50 area, you take like a 65 or 70 long and then give it to like 44.50. That's a couple of ways you can play it here. I would tend to favor, taking a 45.10 with a quick stop like 10, 15 cents lower than that, so a tighter stop, but waiting for it to make a bigger high here is probably the way I'll go at this time of day. We're running out of steam here a little bit. You can certainly see that. I'd rather not play the dip buy that worked before. I'd only take the break with a tight stop on Uber, maybe like 45.10 or so.
I do like the short on Uber for sure. Someone messaging about that. The wheels have come off of NEO, so we'll look at that in a minute. This is ACB. That's coming back down. I want to check out CGC to see where our out was. And I mean, guys, not only do you have to have the ins, right? I mean, that's great and everything, but you got to play the right out, or else you put your money up in smoke like that. And so right here, long right here, 21.75. Out 24.27. So a beautiful trade there on CGC, and look where we got out. And again, it's not just about, like I said, we're now 5x our day because I didn't take in consideration the unrealized position. So once we got out of that, you can now see here that this was a great little spot for us. It broke below 24.25. Generally speaking, I play off the quarters, so that's why. And there was some consolidation here. So I just didn't want this to break, so I got a little bit frisky and got out a little earlier than I normally would on this break. So I felt like if it broke here, that we were coming down to these levels and now to the downside. So there it is. Those are some marijuana plays for you today. I hope you've enjoyed them. I did want to check back on EA Sports. This was a short, and again, on the list, man, here's the 117 short right there in the middle. Hard to see. Oh, my finger's covering it up. EA Sports, 117 with a down arrow. So we took that early, guys. That was right off the open. It comes crashing down, 117, out 116.60. So that's nothing. That's 40 cents. Then we take 80 cents. And then we finally take $1.80. And then we go long. And I didn't like the long too much. Didn't realize it would explode to the upside. So there's 50 cents. There's 70 cents. There's $1.70. So you add that up. And then you add up this little 45-cent win as well. Gives us a couple dollar win on EA Sports today. Mr. Wicken.
Speaking of crashing down, guys, ACB just got smacked pretty hard there. $11 straight through 10 in a matter of a couple of minutes here on huge volume. Now 244 million shares traded for ACB, still up 60%, but some profit taking underway possibly, guys.
Yeah, my reaction to ACB is woo-saw. If you know where that's from, good movie. The last one they made is probably not the best. Look, this is a trade that I probably would have on every single time in that little setup when it goes parabolic. I waited patiently for ACB to make a bit of a turn. I talked you through what I was looking for the short. It does go to plan. And you know what? If I revenge traded and chased it, it still would have worked. So I could have broken my own rules on ACB. And I still would have made money. But ultimately, that's not a good thing to do when I miss my entry point. If I then chase it another dollar down where I didn't like it as much, That's not something you should do, even if it works out. That the market is going to punish you. It's going to punish you over and over again. If you get paid off for breaking your rules, what's going to end up happening, you're just going to do it the next time, thinking you'll get the same result, and that's not a good thing. You do what makes sense, and you do what works for you over the long run, and chasing something like that has always been bad for me, but there goes ACB. Worth noting, that first turnaround, you try to look at this like 950 area here. That was the initial break that turned to 950. We kind of talked about that on the way in. If that's what it wants to hold, I'm not saying that it's obvious, but that's the kind of thing you might look for a dip buy or where to take off your short. Not necessarily VWAP, but look at some of those rejections to the upside. Sometimes you see resistance turn into support. Seems like first support was exactly there in front of that 950, which was obviously a level in the morning. I'm going to look to back to that 1080 to 11 where it did have that secondary flush. The initial move stalled out there. If it does come back in, I think maybe you can get a secondary short off that price. So ACB, just my thoughts on what's going on with that name. I want to try to recap here. About 45 minutes left in the show. Just a couple of things that I'm working with. I have adjusted a stop on FTSI. This one's been in the money almost all morning long. You know that I did cover when there was an upward halt on me. I was short at 530, 540, a couple of entry prices here in the pre-market. It halted upside. I simply took it out, market on open order. I just took it out wherever it opened up. It ended up in the money. Once I saw it reject my earlier level at 550, jump back in on consolidation when it broke down above 5. It's still in the money for me here, but it just bounced off of 380 one time, so I adjusted my stop to 420. That way, I am locking in profits of about 50 pennies or so, and then if we can get over $1 winner on the last of my shares in FTSI, it's been my top stock of the day. But trust me when I tell you, if I try to be a cowboy and I'll hold through this halt and it goes up instead of down, next thing you know, we're back at like $7 where we're in the pre-market, and if you get trapped in one of those, it doesn't take much for you to start losing 30, 40, 50%, 100%, anything can happen. I'm not saying it would have been Kodak, but I've seen this happen before. That's why I will always just take it out, market on open off that trade, guys. So if it's a halt, I never hold through if I don't have to. I had to set up the key. Of course, that's on me. One more to get to you guys here. XPeng. It did find a bottom. I stopped the bottom pick here after doing it a couple of times, but it did find a bottom at 33. The range and the liquidity has been abnormal to say the least on XPeng. That's why I stayed away from it. There was one shot for a rollover I was testing here at 35, and thank goodness I did not chase it because I was trying to get it like 50 cents down. I did not chase it a buck. That would have been to my peril. It is now leveling off. Given the fact that it is holding VWAP here, there is a chance there's a secondary push on this name. I would look for negative to positive on the session around $36. That's yesterday's close. If it holds above there in the afternoon, look out for a 37.35 break, which could take you into $40 on XPeng. Crazy that $40 is something that we're looking at, but yet here we are. I talked about the second way to play the long on Uber. My apologies if you followed my advice, because I said take the 45.10 break, but just give it a tighter stop if you like it. So I did get stopped out here for a very small hit. It does look like it broke, went all the way up to 45.40, and Uber is still going apparently to the upside. No shorts just yet in this name. It does feel like it still wants to go. It's a nice winner for me ultimately, but I just had a tighter stop because of time of day. Certainly you could have given it more room down to like 44.80, 44.75. I chose not to. Uber still on the move up. Positive on the session on here, but a bit of a misread. If I give it more room, it would have been a 30-cent winner.
All right, guys. Yeah, hit the thumbs up, hit the likes, hit the subscribes. We're here, guys. Yeah, Rob, I don't know if you should sell all of it, but I would sell some of it like I did on Palantir. So I probably would get out of some of those AMDs right now. I just told Greg we sold some Palantir there at 14.40. So those of you that are long with me at 9 and change, we just took out 20% at about 14.40. So good. And then we also reloaded on our coffee. So there we go. We'll take a sip of this again and say what's up to everybody. And thank you for joining the show today. It's been an absolutely fantastic one. If you haven't hit the like yet, please do so. I mean, we're trying to get to 2,000 likes. We've got to say a happy birthday to Valeria as well tomorrow, turning, we won't say her age. I kidded with 53. It's actually 48. So congratulations on that, Valeria. And we'll take a sip of coffee. Bitcoin not really moving too much here as we go. Uber, I love that Uber call there. It's at $45, up 7 what, 7+% right now on Uber. So let's just call up Uber right now and have a quick look at that. I know Neil just went over that. 45. I mean, this is high, man. We're almost back to IPO prices here. I'll find out what IPO was. I thought it was 45 or so, or maybe 40. So now Uber finally making money after a couple years for investors. If you're in at IPO price, we'll wait to see though. This seems like too big of a move. I guess a Biden presidency helps this out for some reason, but obviously the vote came through on a few districts there, and they're independent contractors, so a big win for both sides there with Uber. CGC making moves to the downside. My Spotify is back from the dead as well. That's nice to see. IBM continues to be a crapshoot. And look at Microsoft today, guys. MSFT. This is why you're not going to see Apple on my board. You're not going to see Microsoft on my board today. You are going to see Roku. We did take a $12 winner on Roku. But Microsoft here, what a great bottom. We missed this. We were looking at other things. And since then, it's just grinding higher. It's basically just mimicking the market, right? Market tops off here at 12,040. So does Microsoft. So we're just looking at this to see if there's any sort of levels that might break to the downside. I'm going to look a little closer, but 221.40. If you think this market can fade out a little bit the rest of the afternoon, I think that makes sense. We're going to look at Microsoft breaking this 212.40, guys. Brendan, what's up?
Another one to look at, guys. Peloton. We haven't really talked about it, but one that was on the watch list as well. Kind of breaking downside with the rest of the market here. Held below 130 there on that last little retest. Back higher, but 130 is that level. Just wanted to point it out on the daily chart. So Peloton even did give you a move, yes, to the upside, but starting to look a little bit weak now.
I just mentioned this in the chat for a couple of people here, but I'm gonna throw this out on a higher time frame so you can see Mogo. My last exit is going to be just in front of this 160 area. The last time this made a parabolic move up, you see it stall out at like 163. But worth noting, I mean, the day that it happened, that was literally like a jailbreak up and then slam back down on almost no volume. And then if you went back even further, and I can maybe show you a little better on the daily chart, it was another test at exactly that same price. So I like to subscribe to the theory that if I'm deep in the money and I don't have some obvious targets down, we've already gone deep, why not just get out in front of previous resistance? Sometimes that's just a support. It's psychological. Everyone's looking at the same charts, guys. So that's why my bid is down here. It seems random. It closed at 134 yesterday. Obviously the short that we had is a good one, but as far as the target price goes in, I've just found that when I have a bit of one, I tend to structure my trade better. I tend to hold it a little bit longer. So whatever works for you, that's just what works for me. And that's what I came up with for that 163. I'll get out in front of 165 because I like to use those even round areas rather than just parking it at that perfect price, which I think is generally a mistake every single time, especially when everyone can see that same chart on the daily time frame, guys.
Yeah, that's an important point. Like, you don't want to get in where everybody else is also getting in. It doesn't make much sense because they'll hunt out your orders and stop you out. Look, okay, so I do have to give a shout out here to my neighbors. I just found out that they're watching right now, and I got to give a big shout out to you, Vern, and you, Pam. Vern runs the best golf pool this side of the border, so big shout out to you, Vern. And Pam, one of the nicest ladies that I know, she came with a box of 100 candies unopened and gave it to us because the kids didn't get a chance to go out and trick or treat. So I do got to say much love to you as well, Pam. Thank you for everything. Bunch of great kids, bunch of great people. And look, there's no better thing than having great neighbors and living in the right neighborhood. So a big shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for the support of our family as we do yours. And it's been a blast. The funniest thing ever was one of their kids at one point ran out. It was Halloween, and it's actually pretty funny because it's topical, but ran out with a live chainsaw running around the street with like a Freddy Krueger mask. I was a little fearful of my kids' lives there, but he was running around with a real chainsaw. I believe he worked at Home Depot, and he was running around. He had blood dripping everywhere. It's like, I'm surprised no one called the cops. What's up, Brandon?
That's a great story. Hi, Vern and Pam. Good to have you with us. Take two, guys. We were talking about EA Sports a little bit earlier. TTWO, 2.5% here. Also had a move on the EA number aftermarket yesterday, but just popping up. Look at that. Big volume spike, guys, on TTWO through that little pivot.
I'm still back on this chainsaw thing because, that's an actual chainsaw. That's a little freaky.
Yeah, that's why the story's great.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it had been a fake one, I'm like, yeah, okay. I mean, people do that all the time and they scare the kids, which is fun. I love when people go above and beyond and take it to the next level. It was a scarecrow with with speakers set up that scares the crap out of my 3-year-old. But a chainsaw, on the other hand, is taking it to a whole another level. And if you don't know where that's from, then I have nothing to say to any. I love all you guys, but I try to drop the references where I can. They're famous for something else, but they have both got their start on a particular show. Let me know if you can catch that one in the chat, guys. I was just looking at, I was looking at Peloton for a split second there. It's trying to break this, and it just actually broke this 128. Interestingly enough, I mean, it's almost back to flat on the session, so possibly giving some back. Remember, this got beat up. On the actual earnings play here, guys. It was beat up in the aftermarket, and it did roll into some obvious chop levels if you go to the higher time frame from like 130 to 134 or 135. So there was a bit of a rejection. The reason I didn't like this is exactly that. This range that I would have had to play is like a $4 range. It's just too big to try to pick it out. I would have been shorting something in the 131. And it's like I'm not wrong till 135. So that's the only reason I didn't look for a Peloton short. I just didn't like that. If this little area here, if we go back to the mid-October, if that had been like $1 or $2, that would have been a nice target entry. And then if you get a rollover, I would have played it. So just my thoughts on why I wasn't looking for a retracement play in Peloton today. Just too big of a range to that upside.
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't actually look at Peloton. I wrote down 126. Don't let me look at this and be off 126. Let's just see 128. Okay, so, oh God. Guys, like 126 Peloton. There's too much happening right in the middle of the screen there. Look at what happened as soon as we broke 126. Like, again, we're pretty huge today. I keep saying that, and but we would even be bigger. And I was kind of like upset there when I looked at Peloton. I'm not upset, but that 126 break, it doesn't get much sweeter than that. Like if I had this, can you even imagine what we'd be doing today? Yeah, maybe we'd be able to get that pool after all. 131.50. Like we wrote down, literally, guys, 126 right there, right in the middle on Peloton. Okay, it doesn't matter. We can keep showing it. EA Sports, Square there, Roku, Peloton. I mean, they're all right here. And I make this list like 8:30, something like that. And then we look at it. So that's a good trade there on Peloton. Coming back in right now, I actually do like the report on Peloton. I feel like it should be up more than 1% today. So this is a nice little level, 129.25. We'll retest that. Only a half hour left in the show. I'm going to retest 129.25 for a long here in Mr. Peloton as Microsoft, another one of our big holdings, rips to the moon right now.
Just a quick look at another name which just cannot seem to hold up. And we walked away from this one and told you guys how the liquidity was getting a little bit ridiculous. The quote I like to use, and I'm going to shout this one out to Greg here, Banana Republic levels of liquidity at times on XPeng and the bid on the way down. And that's why I ran away from it. But you're looking at it's trying to put in a higher low here at 34. Obviously, it made that flush to 33 even. My real concern is anytime you get moves like this, this is not Tesla. This is not even NEO, but it starts to get a little bit hairy that if 33 breaks, let's say you take that 34 long, like where are you wrong? You're wrong at 33. That's $1 worth of a range here. It just feels like this could be the pullback. I'm not going to be buying this dip. I think we got away with buying the dip twice today for profit in in XPEV. We got away with making some good runs with it alongside again yesterday's action. So I'm not going to triple dip when it just feels like this could come all the way back at some point to like 29 or 30. I'm not saying it's happening today. I'm not going to try my hand in XPeng. The way that I saw that liquidity evaporate when it broke some levels in the morning, it just has me walking away from the long on this particular stock anyways today. I could be wrong about that. Maybe I'm wrong. I certainly could be. Maybe, it is what it is. But that's my reasoning. I try to pay attention to liquidity. It can be a bit of a signal. I tried to show you guys the level 2 a couple of times when it was going absolutely crazy. But that one, I shouldn't say it scared the crap out of me, but I'm telling you, if you were long, looking at that bid evaporate, you would have been thinking twice about it at that 33, 34 level, which I certainly was. That's why I've stepped away from XPeng.
Think twice. Yeah, and again, you got to be right on your feeling of the trade, because you could take millions of trades in a day. Like, I could just punch into something right now, but it has to make sense, guys. So that's the one thing that I think that what we do the best, not the best, we do lots of things good, I hope, but what I feel like is one of the best things that we do is help educate you guys and give you an idea of what's going through our minds so that you can ahead make your own decisions. And I think that again, one of the more important things about trading is make sure that you have your idea and your playbook all ready to go. Brendan always has a playbook. What's up, my man?
I finally found something that was negative on the day, and significantly. JKS here, Jinko Solar. Yeah, big move down, 7% to the downside. We just bounced off 66 there pretty hard on a volume spike. But JKS, big runner lately to the upside. But yeah, reversal today. We did get as high as 81 there right off the bat this morning, but quickly went red, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Right. Not to take a line from Neil, but I'm not going to lie. I thought Jinko Solar would go up on a good presidential news story there from Biden, possibly having the concession.
You know what did, though? The second you said it, I was like, oh my goodness. So I've been trading Solar Edge every single day. There was that 230 level. What did go up on potentially strength for Biden was Solar Edge. So this is kind of self-serving for me to hit this key right now. Guys, day 2, day 3, whatever it might be, I'm going to throw it up there. So our market wisdom page, only because this is relevant. This was, at one point, it was the best stock that I was trading this week. Certainly, if maybe I'd come back to that 230 idea today, that would have been another one. And I heard Sean talk about, you all heard him talk about Biden a couple of times this morning and potentially things going in his favor. We talked about this for solar energy here. And you did get a nice little ramp up off a 230 level. I am surprised by Jinko headed southbound. That's why I went over to Solar Edge. So I'm glad I looked at it. Unfortunately, I missed that trade. If this ever goes back to 250, I think that's when you can start shorting it again. But for now, it's been bouncing. Now a second time off this 230 you saw in the afternoon. You saw it break out as well in the morning from that price, yesterday's action. So pay attention to this one. I think it could be another mover on Monday. I'll be watching and hoping that we can get that 250 to 255 area to maybe fade into it.
Okay, so we're back into a position. So what we'll do right now is we will do an idea. We had an idea here on a trade for Peloton. So we went back long. We're long here on that break through 129.25. So let's wait to see. Now you can see the position we have. I think we have 40s. So it's not a great position that we actually wind up having on, but the price is not great, but I believe the idea is fine. The thing is, you have liquidity. This is 18 cents on a spread right here, right? So when that breaks, man, my order just hunts out, finds liquidity. We could take out 58s right now and take 18-cent win on half of this if we wanted to. I'm sort of, it tipped as high as 80 there. So I think if we just get one little more blast upside here in Peloton, we could have a decent win. So we'll get out hopefully in the 60s if we can on Peloton, and then hold the rest for hopefully an even bigger win here. But we got to fight this market. It looks like it wants to come down off of a new high here of the NASDAQ intraday high, looking like 12,041. So we're going to wait for that one as here we go. Come on, Peloton. Just give us one more push. The liquidity is very, very, even though you see, 5 cents here, you got to look at this level because these are where the 100 lots are, right? So you got to make sure that you have an accurate read on the stock. There's not too much liquidity here on Peloton. So this thing can fly one way or the other. So you got to be very, very careful. We're very light in this position, like I said we would be, but I do think this has the potential to at least get back to 130, guys.
Yeah. Put a trailing stop in FTSI. It'll be fine. It'll be good. It's in the money. It's just rolling down. I literally just talked about this, and I know you seconded the opinion here, Sean. Sometimes having stop levels that are nice, round, and even numbers, like a 420 or a 425, something along those lines, not the best idea in the world. I end up doing this on FTSI, and this is me getting trailed out on this move to the upside. It looks like it's trying to consolidate. Obviously, look, it could go up from here, and I could be happy about this in the long run if it gets back to VWAP, but just a slight adjustment. It's the kind of thing where throw it at 427, throw it at 429. I don't know, something other than an even number. And then if this flushes, I'll be regretting the trade. Obviously, it's been a good one in FTSI. Had to hold through that halt that one time. I only have a couple of positions left on. I am still going to quickly go back to ACB here. I did my best not to chase this trade to the short side. The only reason I never got this pop, I told you guys I was looking for 1080 to 11 even for an entry area. It stalled out at about 1070 or so, so it didn't quite get to where I wanted the short. It would have worked. It is what it is. Sometimes you're going to miss out on these trades, but you have to stick to your plan. Mine was to wait for it to come up just a little bit further before I wanted to test the short. Brendan, what's up?
One just popping up on a volume scanner here. This APVO, we've been talking about it all week long. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, now 4 days straight to the upside for this thing. You can see the volume just coming in here for APVO through that 25, I guess, looked pretty good. 35% now for this one, guys.
Right, APOV, still looking here. You know what, I don't mind Netflix as we look at some of these other names here to go now. The NASDAQ now pushing new highs. This is the break right now. It's basically happening on Netflix. I mean, you know, this is the thing. I don't want to be just so biased to the long every time, but I mean, look at this market. We just continue to make, you know, higher lows here, and you know, here we go, and it looks like we're trying to break this top again. I mean, if we ever broke this top, then you could just ignite all of your positions with, like, you know, lighter fluid or something, because this is just going to be rocketing to the high side if the NASDAQ ever turns positive and breaks through this. That would be 3 monster days on the NASDAQ in a row. So our Peloton position still bouncing around. For some reason, it can't break through 60. So we'll wait to see, man. We're long at 40, and we just got a 69 print there. So let's wait to see if we can get a little bit higher. We're going to wait in the 80s to get out of half of this position, and then see if the NASDAQ just keeps on making moves higher here. We should be a good one. Here goes Peloton, baby. Nice little run to the high side right now. So now we're 25 cents in the money and get a little elevated here. We'll see if it keeps on going high. We will get out of half and then hold the rest. Why can we not come back to 131 and change? Remember, 130.60, that's where we dropped off. So here we go, Peloton. Already in the money, 30 pennies. We're going to see if we can get a little bit more here. We'll try to take 50. We're sitting there. Let's go. If we can take a 50-cent win off on Peloton, we'll take that right now. Give us those numbers and we'll take it off, and then we'll watch what happens to the rest of these trades. Bouncing off 79 as if it knows I'm at 80, and bang, there it is. We go on Peloton. Neil talked about it, reminded me. We go back into there. We love Peloton. The real long was 126, but there it is again. We take the money, and like we say, we can't do these in real life, but hell yeah, that's a nice little suit. So we'll take that backflip today. It's been a big day for us, guys. Thank you so much. If you're not a subscriber, please do so now. Like, as the show's coming back with fire on Monday, and you better be too.
And look, if you're not going to hit the like today on Valeria's birthday eve and Lucas, I don't see him at the board there. I guess he's taking a little bit of a break, turning 15 or 16 or whatever it is. This APVO, and I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously it's going a little bit crazy. It was legitimately positive news when it comes to, I'm going to bungle this, Adapteer is the drug that's causing this move to the upside. No levels on the daily chart that I can look at. You know, in terms of liquidity, it's only worth noting here, and the only reason why to at least think about shorting this is if you look at the relative volume compared to the other moves that it's had, it's basically starting to taper off a little bit. And if you look at the secondary push in the afternoon yesterday, that was on lower volume. That's why you saw a bit of a retracement. This push to the upside is on even less volume than that. So if it failed to make some new highs and had a failed break at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that's what I'm going to be targeting here on APVO. So I'm not even touching this at lunch, but I'm telling you, if this thing tries to make another move through $30 in the afternoon and fails, I think that's where you take a shot shorting it. Stepping in front of that train has probably ruined your week. And I say probably, but definitely, if you shorted this one early in the week, or you hold multi-day shorts, or you got stubborn, didn't have a stop, you probably got crushed here. I'm looking for it to test in the afternoon and fail. That worked yesterday. The lack of volume, or lower volume, relatively speaking, to end the week here, probably the reason I would dip into it. But man, that's been a crazy runner. 30% up today does not tell you the story. This actually does here, guys. A very, very stable stock that just went to the moon on positive drug news. Not one of these garbage companies that you got to fade automatically. This one showing a little bit of staying power. Possibly the road is done here at $30. That's what I'll be watching for in the afternoon.
Okay, so just to review, guys, really feeling it on our canopy out. rate here at the high side. Just to give you guys a little bit of an idea, we were long this weed stock real early. To me, this is the best of breed. If you're going to invest in anything cannabis, you want to get on CGC. It's weed in Toronto, WEED, literally just weed. I mean, they won the lottery and got this name. That's a true story. So there you go, upside, bang it to 32 bucks or so. I actually got my father into this name at 24, so I'll call him after the show and see if I can't get a bigger inheritance. Okay, so that's weed on that one. And then I just want to give you the breakdown of CGC. I just want to check back on weed there quickly. CGC is the name, but on the US side, so we trade this more because I just feel like more of you have access to probably US markets than Canadian. So 21.75, bang, bang, bang. Our best out up here, 24. That's a $3 winner on a $20 stock. So there you go, 10+% alone on that call. The other call that we had that was monstrous today was everything, but here's Roku, guys, on this call, 238 long. Our best out, 250 as you get to the high side now. So buy here, out a little bit there. Make sure you put profits in your pocket and then get out on that 250 break. So that was definitely a great trade there as well on Roku. And then the one that I'm the most proud of, because we've been hammering this every single day, that is Palantir, long here at 1220. Oh, it was 1220. I said 1208 before because that's where VWAP was, but 1220. And then we broke the bank with a 1250 long to ride that all the way up to 1290, 40 cents big. I got it. And then 1460 now on the upside. So Rob keeps telling me that it's time for morning recap or something, what's it called? With Brendan. He told me about 100 different things there, and some of them were not nice, so we're not going to repeat them. Back over to you, Brendan, at the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, we'll show you a few of the symbols that we traded here this morning. Talk about, how amazing the opportunities were today. But let's have a look at North American markets. Yeah, it's still pretty flat here. The S&P did go positive again, 0.02%. Everything else, though, to the downside. Looks like the Russell leading right now, 0.4%. In negative territory. BOVESPA, TSX here in Toronto still, pretty negative day right across the board, even though, as we've been saying, individual names keep making all-time highs or 52-week highs. Here we go. Top symbols for the three of us today. Roku, Square, FTSI, and Palantir at the bottom there per share P&L on that side of the board. Let's have a look at some charts here real quick. Talk about opportunities. Yeah, wow. This was, Roku was just crazy. Through this pre-market high, 238, could have gone to 240, which was in play back after market yesterday. 252 now for Roku. That one was on the watch list. Square was on the watch list. Even gave you the secondary opportunity through that pivot high off of the open. Pre-market high available there as well. This high available from aftermarket yesterday as well. So all kinds of opportunity in Square. I wanted to show this one as well, Palantir, because the volume, even just looking at the afternoon, but the volume in Palantir off the charts today. Again, we're all the way up to 15 as we've been talking about. 14 held as support there on that last pullback for PLTR. So grab the watch list, guys. All of these were on the watch list. It's absolutely free every day. Back over to you guys.
Don't worry, Valeria, your hair looks great. As I see you getting ready for your spot there. So we'll do that. Okay, Palantir, thanks for the shout out on Palantir, Square, and Roku. We gave you all of those, and the important thing, like Brendan said, watch list. I know there was a couple problems today. The wife just told me she just got it like a half hour ago, and normally she gets it on time. So again, we can't control something that they call the internet, but we will try our best. Again, we'll look at the mail server, but again, we know it went out. Most people did get it. We do apologize if you didn't. My wife was also using Gmail and didn't get it until about, like I said, half hour, an hour ago. So if you did get it, put it in the chat. Let us know if you did or did not get it. You don't actually have to do that. We are going to wait on the mail server. Yeah, don't do that. Actually, we're going to wait and figure that out. But thank you again for everybody signing up. I promise you it will work. Watchlist.tradertv.live. Valeria, there's the link already up on the chat. So good on that one. Okay, the only thing we have right now is Peloton, not Palantir. We're going to wait to see if this breaks here. We're so light, man. We already took that win. Now it's coming right back to where we're in. So This could come back down now. Watch out for the market trying to break here back downside. But I've already told you, man, if we can get up to this high, which we're almost there, you got to watch out. My favorite stock the other day where we got a big contribution, big super chat, was Facebook. We've been absolutely destroying this stock. Not on it today at all, but Facebook, again, pretty choppy. Some of these tech stocks were pretty choppy today. They didn't look like Roku. They didn't look like Palantir today. They didn't look like Square. The only thing that we missed, I think, and I'm glad to call this up, is Apple breaking through VWAP, breaking through this sort of low period bunch up here of 117. So that definitely could have been one that was taken. I don't feel bad about not having it, but that was an opportunity there at Apple.
And I want to reiterate, obviously, tune in at 9 in the morning. That's the other thing you can do. Even if you didn't have the watch list sent to you, we went over basically just about everything on it. Even I try, when there's those names at the end, if I'm going to be trading them, or Brendan's going to be trading them, we'll always try to cover them so you know what our thoughts are. What are the levels that we're looking at? Just get a bit of a thought process. You can do what everyone has to trade their own book and take what you like, but we do run over all of those names. So certainly you can just participate that way, even if you don't get the watch list. Another one that is moving, and just alert to Uber here because it's starting to come back for the first time ever. Well, not ever. The first time today. There was a failed break here at 45. I got in and out for like a 10-cent hit. If I give it more room, fair enough. But it looks like for the first time, it's making a real retracement. If this move here holds below 45 and then you get some sideways action, I would short that one into VWAP. It is getting to that time of day where you start looking at that retracement play a little bit better. That's going to take me to the trade desk, which another crazy mover. Brendan was all over this one to give it to you guys. It just stalled out off of an 850 level. Now, you look at this chop zone, it was the first real pullback, shy of 850 at 840, and it held this multiple times around 828 to 830 area. It needs to hold lower than that price. Similar to what I just said about 45, I want to see this go either sideways for some time with any kind of significant pullback, or actually even drop down below 825. And then from there, you could have a nice little dip down into 800, guys. So that's my thoughts on Uber and on Trade Desk. I feel like it is an absolute lock. Valeria's birthday is tomorrow. Lucas's birthday is tomorrow. Palantir went crazy. If you didn't have that, cannabis has been going nuts. Obviously, almost everything, Xpeng, Neo, all of those EV space have been fantastic always. If we can't get to 2,000 likes today, you're going to make Valeria cry. And nobody wants to see Valeria cry the day before her birthday.
I do.
Give her the gift of, Sean's kidding. He doesn't want to see her cry, and she's also not 53. But please tell me we are going to hit 2,000 today. Of all days, Valeria, I'll be loving it if we do. And I'm saying that because I see something in the corner there.
Well, Neil, you're absolutely right. Tomorrow is mine and Lucas's birthday. And guys, the best present for us would be hitting 2,000 of likes. So please smash the like button right now, and I won't cry, only smile. Back to you, Neil.
What was, sorry, I
guys,
was caught
like, honestly, this is why I'm here. Like, you could see the chat just lighting it up there. Everybody loving those comments. And Valeria, of course, we don't want to see you cry. And if you do, then I apologize. Please do not cry because of the lack of likes. That would be crazy. Yeah, again, guys, you know what? Thank you so much for all the love on the chat, man. I'm trying to keep it light here, trying to keep it comedic, and trying to give you guys some of those winners. And I think that we just continue to do the best job we possibly can on all of those fronts. So again, thank you to everybody for the love. Exactly. See, now people hit the likes, hit the likes, hit the likes. That's right. There you go. So keeping it light, easy, having some winners today as we're getting near the end of the day. Thank you so much for all the support, man. We're coming back with you on Monday for sure. We're only 13 minutes away. Definitely check out our Stock Market Wisdom page. Today we have coming up trading opportunities on day 2. So, just wait for that. If you guys are sort of saying like you're looking for some strategies, I might have missed something. Maybe there's some FOMO. Definitely check that out. FOMO, fear of missing out, and you don't want to miss out on the show. So hit the like and hit the subscribe, and make sure you share this with all of your friends as we can keep the party going. Donkey Kong, we haven't looked at that yet today. DraftKings, guys, again, a great call. Like, I feel like a lot of these calls that I made obviously were longs, And, we're very, very lucky to be long DraftKings at 35.23. We may get out of that after the show again, but I still think there's more room to go on DraftKings. It's starting to get accelerated right here from this bottom. Would have loved to look at this if we could have down here, right at this little jump spot right there. You got to wait for consolidation. There's just so many names on our board every day that we can't look at them all, but that's why I always want to run this through you. If you ever see something like this on a stock that you like, where we're basically near the bottoms, even down here, and you get a bounce off of this, like right here, 41.43, boom. Like, you don't take it right here, let it fall, let it consolidate, and then take this banger to the upside. So that would be 41.40. You're up 50 cents right there. See that? Comedy brings the likes. And there you go, guys. There's 2,000. Congratulations. Happy birthday. Now we all make Valeria jump for joy as she got the smile on now and the thumbs up. So there you guys go. Run it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Run. I don't know what this means, guys, but here we go. Run it, Sean. So there we go. Run it. We're running it. We're running it every day for you guys. Awesome show. I concur. You love us. We love you. That's Valeria right there. Thank you so much. Giving a nice lesson on Donkey Kong. You're welcome, Daryl. Look, Daryl, you're one of the viewers that obviously has been on the show and a big contributor to our chat. So thank you so much, Daryl. Let's just keep this party going, guys. It's a fun day. Only 10 minutes left in the show.
Yeah, I see someone saying 3,000. Why not? I mean, we got to start putting some higher targets in there. We can't keep going back to that well of 2,000. 2,500 seems reasonable to me. 2,000 certainly in play. I've told you guys all morning long about the relative weakness and what I've been seeing on XPeng. It is making another test at that low, so I just want to throw that caution out there for you. The bid has been sparse at times from my estimate here whenever I look at the level 2 and it starts to head down. So just watch out for a 33 breakdown. That could get rather hairy to the downside on XPeng. Of course, what goes up must come down, but not everything. Zillow, this was a name that Brendan brought to your attention, I think, mid-show here. Certainly there was a nice little breakup. I'm sort of kicking myself for not looking at this one. I did have it on my list and never brought it up. Watching two levels here in the afternoon, 112.50 sticks out like a thumb, but I think 114.50 is a more important one. If it comes back and holds that high, if you're looking for plays, if the market is going to run back up in the afternoon, go green, which it's 0.01 on the ES and very close to the NASDAQ as well. If we're going to end the week in green, I'm going to watch for a strong name on a pullback off of good earnings. Why not have a look at this 114.50 area? If that holds, watch for a breakup of VWAP in the afternoon. Run that into high of day. We've seen the market go, in the afternoon at 2 o'clock, 2:30 or so. So have some plays. The trading day is not done by any stretch of the imagination. So you want to make sure you're still looking at the names that are going to move and give you the real trading opportunities, as opposed to those little fake outs and over trading and all that other nonsense that we need to stay away from, guys.
Okay. All right. So just looking around here with 10 minutes left, guys. DraftKings, and again, thank you, Daryl, for bringing up that lesson there on DraftKings and what we're talking about. I just wanted to highlight it for everybody, man. You got to watch out for these kind of plays for sure as we go. So I'll take off that ellipse and we'll look at something else now. What we haven't looked at today was JP Morgan. And again, like just to review, I know Brendan did that Roku trade, but I did want to talk about that one more time because it seems like the chat really did like that little lesson that we gave here. This was an easy one on earnings plays. I've been making these everywhere, man. We made it on Tupperware. We made it on Harley Davidson. We've been making it today on Roku. There's a lot of earnings that we've done this with. And basically, you don't get in right away. And I think that this is what's happened here. When I've studied, I've gone back every single day after the show. We review our trades. And I noticed that I was getting in a little too early on some of these plays, right? Like if I get really excited about Roku, I'll just buy it. And then eventually maybe get stopped down. But what I'm noticing you got to do is wait for a base. And Neil's called this before, so I'll use his words, like a base of operations down here. As soon as we understand that this is going to be the bottom, then you can get ready to get the fire to the upside. So as soon as this break 238.50, we go long out here for $1, out there for $2.30, and then our best out is all the way up here, so that's a third. So we take it off just in case it cracks. Remember when we went into this position, I was a little worried because it came from all the way down here, but then we get that big move up, and now you're seeing acceleration more to the high side, but that's a good out on that third, man. That's a $12 winner. I know you guys love that. And then square off the open, man. I gave it to you, our largest, and again, I think this is why the show's been so good today. I gave you 185 as my largest position of the month, and now you're seeing it at 196. So that's another $11 winner. Peloton, we're still holding on to this one. Bounced off VWAP. We'll see if we can't get it back here. I still have a target upside of 131.15. Tweet at me after the show if this does hit, and we'll put some money together because that should be a nice little winner as the futures continue to go. I keep pointing at the camera. This means you, Brendan. Let's go.
Another one to kind of compare. I wanted to mention the CVS. We talked about this one very early on this morning as well. Off of earnings, better than expected earnings, gapping to the upside. Very similar looking chart to the one that Sean just walked you through there. Got that initial move to the downside. That was immediately bought back up. This is a higher time frame, 3 minutes, so you can go down if you want. But I mean, earnings are good, gapping higher, market strong. You're looking for a long, right? So this doesn't even come into play. Wait for the break of the high of the pre-market and off to the races. 67 now for CVS, guys, 9%. But similar look there. Got the initial move downside, and then you wait for the break of the high side, guys.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that you can certainly do here is try to apply that across the board. And I think even to names that you don't normally trade, and that's why I'm going to take you guys over to Qualcomm a little bit here. And it's definitely tapering off a little bit. And if you come in with that long bias, even a stock that does something like this in a Qualcomm, I'm just showing you the 15 minutes to put things into perspective. Ridiculous move in the aftermarket on those earnings. You come in and it's basically done nothing technically than retrace for 2 days in a row. All that said, if you do have some levels that you like, and I'm all about that post-market action, post-earnings, I said two things yesterday. I said two things I was looking for. I only wanted long in Qualcomm at 142 and 137. And when you're doing a dip buy where you anticipate it's a falling sword, I always like to have a level in mind, because what'll happen is if I just try to guess where the turn is going to be, maybe I'll go long at 144 too early. I'll go long at 143 too early. But if I watch it bounce and fail at a price I was anticipating, then when it goes back up, you grab a long at like 142.50 where I ended up getting it. And it's that bias that gets you into it. If you're thinking both directions, you're probably chasing a short initially. So I'm all about that. I think we can't say this enough. Have a plan of action. This is the entire reason why we've been doing this for you guys and going over all of these names from 9 to 9:30. That's why we have Arun come on and talk about some of the levels in the future, so you have an idea. You'll hear him even say, I have no trades on here, I'm waiting for this or that. That's what traders do. You put a plan into place so that when the time comes, all you're doing is reacting instead of sitting there guessing or overreacting. You're just going like a robot because you've already planned your trade, and then everything just comes to fruition when it comes through, guys. So I'm loving the show. It's been an absolutely fun one for you guys here. And I just want to quickly come back to one last trade. Zillow, I'm going to leave you guys with this here. Bit of a pullback into 114, 115. 114.50 is the level I'm watching. It starts to look like it wants to come. If it bounces off this, much like any other dip buy, I want to catch it on the way up only. That's the trade I'll be looking for, guys.
Nice, guys. That was good. That was good. Good look there, guys, on that. Okay, CGC, we're getting ready for another coil up right now on this stock. We'll see. We're going to go long if it breaks above here, 24, 25. So watch out here. That's going to be the next call on Canopy. It'll probably happen after the show is over, but I'm going to go long here, 24, 25 on Canopy. If anything changes, I shall let you know. But okay, that's going to be that trade. Other than that, man, Peloton falling down. Look at the market coming down to the downside. So we will get out of Peloton if it does break down there, and we will flush ourselves down the toilet if that does happen. I'm going to do it right now anyways. There we go. Flush ourselves down the toilet. The market coming down, and so is Peloton, but we're still right at VWAP, so we're not giving up on this name. Again, another good earnings report here for Peloton. We've already taken that 50 cents off for that win, and now we're out of the money here about 80 cents. So that's what I mean. It's not going to be a winner if we do have to flush out at the very bottom. But I still like Peloton for a long. But watch out for this market as it just keeps going ham here to the downside, guys. And that's just one of those things where I think the market will pull back a little bit due to the fact that, you know, we have those results. Probably something will come through, you know, obviously on the weekend with more and more ballots being counted. So I just look at right now, it's 12 o'clock. The market's probably going to fade off the rest of the day. I see someone talking about Palantir. Yeah, that's been a big one, obviously, today. And they're talking about RSI, looks to be oversold. I mean, maybe you're looking at a daily chart here, but yeah, it just did tick down to 44 there. It does get oversold right here as well. So that's where you get that bounce back up. We are possibly looking for a retracement here on Palantir, but I just took some off at 1440 in my own account after giving you guys the 950 long just a couple days ago. So I would say don't count too much higher than this, but we have earnings next Thursday, so Palantir going to be a spicy one for a bit.
Absolutely. Only a couple of minutes to go here, guys. So obviously the week is coming to a bit of an end, and it's been a fantastic one for us here. I'm still looking at Sava. Apologies here. I haven't actually traded in Cassava Sciences. It popped out on my quote board. I always have it in. I just saw the 7% up, and a big volume spike here on a secondary break. So I don't know what happened in Cassava Sciences. Made some money and some good trades in it earlier on in the week, and certainly earlier on last month as well. But this one looks like it's moving again here today, guys. So we're just going to watch out for this in the afternoon. Cassava back on the move. But let's get over to Brendan. Under 2 minutes to go, guys.
Yeah, lots to get to coming up next week when it comes to earnings, guys. We're still right in the thick of it. All of the cannabis stocks reporting next week, including CGC, ACB, Cron, Tilray, all coming up next week. The CGC, ACB before the market opens on Monday. So make sure you're here on Monday. This group is going to go again on Monday. I can guarantee that. Workhorse as well before market open on Monday. Plug Power, there's Simon Property Group. It's going to be a busy one, I think, on Monday, guys. So it's been a great morning. It's been a great week. We have, no news of a president at this point, but we'll see what happens the remainder of the show, guys.
Yeah. I don't think we'll have any news in the next 50 seconds, but it has been a good one. Thanks for those earning report. You guys know I've loved Simon Property Group for a while there, but we'll wait on that. I don't love Simon Property Group as much anymore. That's SPG. The reason why I actually sold some of my position, I was holding it for a dividend. I got the last dividend. And Brendan, you'll remember that. I asked you what was the dividend day for SPG because I wanted to get out of this. So we did get the dividend and we did clear out of that position. And so just look at the daily chart here. Simon Property Group is the largest, I believe the largest. I'll have to double check this stat at this point, but commercial real estate in the US. So that obviously you could see what happened back in February, March when the virus hit commercial real estate, especially here in Toronto. I can't even imagine what it's like in other spots of the world where there's even more business conducted, but Toronto definitely empty right now, and it's sad. I mean, there's a bunch of different real estate companies you could trade against this, but until we get a vaccine, I love SPG. Once the vaccine's here, I'm going to be loading this boat up, $75. If you want to get in now, I like this stock for a little bit of a run. And I know it's past 12 o'clock, but we just did get into CGC. So we are, get off that. We are just long right now, CGC 24.25, looking for some upside targets as well. So it's been a good show, Neil. Let's wrap this up.
There's one thing we got to do before we get out of here, and I'm going to throw shade on this one when Valeria gives it. But we got to see what national day it is. Make some people hungry, but maybe not me.
Thank you, Neil. And hey, guys, thank you very much for all the congratulations, for super chats, and for 2,000 of likes. Guys, I love you so much, and I'm so blessed to have such a great trading family. Well, have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Go watch our next educational video, and happy National Nachos Day, everyone.
Where's the guacamole? I don't see any guacamole.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
I don't eat sour cream, and look, you put good fresh guacamole on the nachos is what you gotta do. That's
you gotta have guac and sour cream. I mean, that's missing the guac, but it does have the sour cream. And I don't know if there's any salsa on that either.
There's no salsa either. It's just that you can't. Well, I see a little bit of.
We can't blame Valeria. She doesn't
homemade salsa. Fresh meals. My wife makes fantastic homemade salsa. That's where it's at for me. Look, I don't mean to throw shade on nachos. Great snack. Enjoy it if you can.
But you did.
But I did anyways. It's what it's going to be. Before we get out of here, I want to remind people of two things. One, which is somewhat important, but not nearly as important as something else I'll say in a second. Look, we're dropping another video trading day 2 of a move. Same thing as day 3, day 4, whatever it might be. It means the stock is in play one day, and then go back to the well if it's profitable for you from before. So check that out on our Market Wisdom page. Valeria has a link. More importantly, Ms. V, happy birthday. Tomorrow, you're not 53. I know that to be true. We also have our main man, Lucas, on our production crew. He's turning 16. That's actually possibly true. So happy birthday to both of you guys. We can't do any of this without you, the viewers, and of course the entire team that we have here Time to get out of here. It's been a fun week. It's going to be even better next week, of course. For Valeria, for Sean, for Brendan Wickens, I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. See you next week, guys.
See ya.